I'll go first if you want me to.
Yeah, this is Hkhs Sport bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. Tom Ross, man, what's up, brother? Get the salutations out the way, bro.
I know I ain't been on here in a while, been busy, but it's time to separate the wheat from the straw. It's
Damn.
definitely time to separate the wheat from the straw. We got Jacob Lonewolf here, the Alpha Dog. We got Big Rick, you know what I mean? Rick Ross. He knows the sports, man.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. It don't get no more better than this, man.
Mm-hmm.
It don't get no more better than this, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Jacob Lone Wolf, get your salutation out the way, brother.
I'm just excited. You can see the smile on my face. We had a great live stream last week. Shout out to you, Tom Rush. It's been a while. I see you usually do the boxing live streams with so it's definitely great to see you on the basketball live stream today. Shout out to Richy Rich. As always, you always bring that fire content. You always make me research. What you just said. So I'm just excited. About the topics that we spoke about last week and just about the topic in and of itself. I think it says it all. So yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, Richy Rich, man. What's up, man? Get your salutations out the way, bro.
What's up, man? Shout outs to all you guys. He knows Jacob Longwolf, Tom Ross. Glad to have you call on the show today. I expect big things on the show. I hope you all in the chat are going to tune in, man, because I think, this is going to be one of the best shows on the stream today. So check into it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Rip B. Brazy, boy. What's up, man? Salute to you, fam. Let's get on to this, man. We got to talk about it. This is the hot topic. I'm going to let Tom Ross go first because he ain't been here in a minute. We got to talk about it, man. KB24, MJ23, and then we got to talk about LeBron James, man. Here's the cold-hearted, here's the unadulterated, and here's the cutthroat truth-telling fashion, man. LeBron James does not stack up to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
And there's a lot of feedback.
Richy Rich, that's you?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Okay, Jacob Lonewolf, you good? All right, so we all good now. I don't hear the feedback no more, so we good. All right. Bottom line is Kobe Bryant and LeBron and Michael Jordan are the two NBA GOATs. The topic of the discussion, and we needed 5 basketball heads to talk this thing out because we had to give it its proper respect. This is going to be part 1, and tomorrow's going to be part 2 because we got to go into this thing and talk about it in length. When we sit here and we talk about Michael Jeffrey Jordan, we talk about Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant, we're talking about the 2 greatest basketball players to ever touch the basketball court. We're talking about 2 guys that have not only dominated basketball, they've proven what basketball is at its highest levels. And then we have to look at the championships that they've won. We have to look at the way that they did it. And then we have to look at the legacies that they left. For 2 guys to leave a legacy of over 2 decades, make sure y'all check out hkhssport.com because I got the article up where I talk about the NBA GOATs, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. These guys dominated basketball from 1991 all the way up to 2011. That's a 20-year stretch. I mean, this is ridiculous. And we probably are never going to see this in the rest of our lives. LeBron James shows up and just has a reign from 2012 to 2013. And people are sitting here acting like as if he had his own damn decade. This is ridiculous. So, Tom Ross, we're going to start this off, man, with the roast session of LeBron James, man. What's your take on this Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brain, classic Doden Troglodyte, ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, prisoner of the moment, fiasco generation that's sitting here and telling us that LeBron James cuts the mustard when Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant.
So what it is, you have a lot of guys. You have two types of guys in media. You got fanboys. Even Michael Jordan had a lot of fanboys, and you have statistical guys. But you don't have a lot of in-betweeners. You know what I mean? You don't have a lot of people who understand intangible evidence. So it's like this. LeBron James is this generation's Oscar Robertson, so to speak, right? Not really at Oscar Robertson's level, but he's more of a physical athlete. So what you have is a lot of people explaining away his faults by throwing numbers at you. Oh, he's 25-7-7, man. At the end of the day, he got a 25-7-7. You know who say shit like that? Losers. You ever been on a basketball court and lost a game? Somebody would be like, man, when I dropped 20, you lost. You lost. Winners don't take accountability numbers. I remember Jordan against the Phoenix Suns in the finals shooting 44 times and only getting 40-some points. But he knew that two guard is not about being so much efficient as it is applying pressure. People don't know, they don't understand actual basketball. The two guard really is like the running back of the team. Whether he's getting yards or not, he has to apply pressure. He has to always be attacking. Always attacking the basket. Always taking shots. You have to always be aware of where he is. That allows people to score, even if he's not giving them the ball, even if he don't get an assist. Sometimes a two guard just being on the floor, depending on who he is, allows somebody else to get an easy basket. Where they didn't even touch the ball that play. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand the intangibles. They only understand numbers. They don't understand when Kobe Bryant drives to the basketball and it takes two defenders to guard him. And even though he misses the layup, they don't understand that follow-up dunk was so easy because Kobe Bryant is attacking the basket. All they see is a missed shot. They don't get it. They don't understand. They only understand numbers. They don't understand basketball. They understand one thing. And you know what? And they conveniently understand numbers, but they don't understand numbers. They understand LeBron's stats. They don't understand LeBron's failures. Right? They understand 27-7. They understand triple doubles. They don't understand 3 and 9 in the finals. They don't get that. You want to know why he's 3 and 9 in the finals with some of the best stats we have ever seen? Because he plays out of position. That's why. Championships are won from two things. Everything else, I'll say three things. Everything else is flash and is sparkly. Free throw shooting, rebounds, and defense. Free throw shooting, rebounds, and defense. You could beat anybody. Detroit Pistons proved that. They beat a team that was way more stacked than them. How they do it? Free throw shooting, rebounds, and defense. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing that, you're going to lose. LeBron James' big body is on the perimeter. He's already given this team a disadvantage. When he was in Miami, he played some of the best basketball he ever played because fucking, what's the fucking dude's name, man? That don't take shit off nobody in Miami, that general manager in Miami right now.
Oh, Pat Riley.
Pat Riley told him, you're going to play down low. You're going to put on this weight and you're going to play down low. And LeBron James put up the best numbers he ever could have put up because he was playing where he was supposed to be playing.
Yep.
He's playing out of position. He's costing his team finals. It's his fault. But what we have on TV is people who don't understand. They know about basketball, but they don't understand the minute details of basketball. They know of it. They know if you shoot, you get 2 points. If you shoot behind the line, you get 3. They know what a free throw is. They know what a foul is, but they don't understand how easy the game is for someone who's 6'8", 260 pounds if they play where they're supposed to play at.
Hkhs.
They don't understand someone who struggles from the free throw probably shouldn't be shooting all those threes. They don't get it, you know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why LeBron is held in such an esteem. What they want to do is, all they want to do is mix up everything. People who don't play basketball, they don't want positions. They just want people just playing. So they see things like a fucking like a video game. They want 6'9" point guards. They want that to be the norm. They want little guys playing down low. They don't get basketball. They don't get the structure. They don't get anything. All they know is numbers. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in all of someone's physical prowess. A lot of these guys really turned on by LeBron James. That's why they listen. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to be funny. A lot of these guys in the media are really turned on by LeBron James. They like him in a level they're not supposed to. They worship his body. So think about it, man. Think about it. When you thought that first time you had a bad bitch, that bitch could do anything she wanted, and you kind of let it slide because she was bad. She had a bad body, all her teeth in her mouth. She had long hair, right? So you kind of get away with a lot of shit in the way she looked. A lot of these dudes, these fanboys, these stat geeks, they're caught up with the numbers. They're caught up with LeBron's athleticism. But people don't realize they still look at us as just raw bucks athletes. White people still look at us as LeBron James is the epitome of a buck in their mind. You know what I'm saying? People, it's hard for a lot of people to understand, but in America, the slave system has not really left. They just transitioned to other things. LeBron James looked as a strapping buck. You know what I mean? He out there, he big as hell. He run like a 4-3 up and down the fucking court. They look at him as like a black god. They hate him, but they like him at the same time. They infatuated with him. So it's hard for them. It's hard for them to discredit him because truth be told, it's kind of like them discrediting that bad bitch. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're in awe of him. So it's hard for them to critically speak bad about him. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Kobe represented, Michael Jordan was like that, but Michael Jordan was a prototype. After Michael Jordan, all the shooting guards were 6'6" and strapped. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe represented someone who you saw evolve. So when they looked at Kobe, they was like, he's not supposed to be this good. So he can't be this good. We gotta look into this because he's not this good. No way he's this good. We're seeing him do things nobody else ever done before. We can't allow that. You know what I'm saying? And this is there's a lot of MJ fanboys held Kobe back in the media because they didn't want to admit Kobe was good. Because they thought admitting Kobe was good was saying Jordan wasn't as good, but really the one had nothing to do with the other. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that hate that Kobe got was LeBron James and people who didn't want to let go Jordan didn't know that they could have Jordan and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe got it from both ends because Jordan set a precedent that you kind of had to be perfect. And it was so much pressure, it was breaking him down. Like people don't realize Jordan was under a lot of pressure. He just didn't show it in the media. He was under a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? There was so much pressure, it was breaking him down. You know what I'm saying? That he had to go like gamble or go get some business. Like he had to do shit to get his mind right because it was like, yo, these people expect me to be perfect. I'm to say the right thing all the time. I'm expected to do the right thing all the time. I'm expected to never lose. You know what I mean? So when you see Kobe going through ups and downs, you see Kobe, he didn't even he had to start off on the bench. Like Kobe is one of the few superstars you can say got it out the mud. Literally. Like got it out the mud, like it was nothing laid out for Kobe. They treated him like he was a redheaded stepchild. So he had to get it out the mud. Right? That's in practice. He finally got a chance to start. Now he's 3 years down. He's 3 years down from LeBron. Because LeBron started as soon as he came to the league. He's 3 years down. He's 2 inches smaller than LeBron, and he's 30 pounds lighter. Why is he better in the post? Why? Because he's more skilled. That's why. This is the reason why I can never put a LeBron James over a Kobe.
Facts.
And especially over a Jordan. This is by accolades, he can never be over Jordan. Because if Kobe had LeBron James' body, he'd have been the god, man. He'd have been the god basketball player. Like, literally, they would have never. Kobe would have been the god basketball player. He would have scored 50 points every game. He walked off the court with 60 as an old ass man. He would have averaged 50 with LeBron James' body. LeBron James really, with all this shit that he's accomplished, he has not even lived up to the potential of his body. So how can I say he's better than a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan? How can anybody say that? The most fundamental thing you could do in basketball is shoot free throws. The most fundamental thing you could do, nobody can stop you from getting better at shooting free throws. You find a hoop and you shoot till your arms get tired. The more you shoot, the more you're going to get better. He has not gotten better because he don't care. Because the media have not pressured him to get better. Dave said, oh, he only shot 73, but he had a triple-double. This last triple-double he had, that shit was trash. He shot like, what, 40% from the field? Everybody above 6'8" should be shooting 50%. Look at everybody else in the league that's 6'8" or taller. They shooting 50%. Because just by their sheer size, they're going to shoot good. So for LeBron James to really have a good shooting outing, it should be like 55, 60%. Because everybody 6'8" shoot at a 50% clip. That's everybody.
Hold that thought, Tom Ross. This dude right here don't want to step into the panel. This is the LeBron charge. What's up, Jalik the leader? You can't be in the chat, bro. Bring your rabbit ass into the panel. We gonna either murk you, bro. You asked to be on the panel, so bring your feet to the damn fire. Go ahead, Tom Ross.
Kobe didn't wear 23 because Kobe, truth be told, Kobe wanted to learn from Jordan, just like he wanted to learn from everybody. What people don't realize is this. Kobe had a whole encyclopedia of videos that he watched of every great legend, not just Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just fitted his game the most. But Kobe never wanted to beat Michael Jordan. He said that from the gate. He said, I'm not the next Jordan. I'm the first Kobe. He told the media that. That's why he didn't wear his number. That was the big bro. He was going to learn from him, but he never wanted to beat him. You know what I'm saying? The caveat is LeBron James do want to be Michael Jordan. He want to do Space Jam like Michael Jordan. He want to speak like Michael Jordan, like literally, like try to always say the right things and end up saying the wrong thing because he's not intelligently inclined to speak that way. Like he wants to beat MJ, but he can't because he don't want to put in the work. It's one thing you can never take it on MJ. Whether you don't like it, because MJ's fan base could be some of the worst. Whether you don't like his fan base or whether you don't like that sometimes he be on some I'll say some conservative shit, is MJ never cheated the game, man. He put in the work. LeBron James, he want to be MJ of this generation, but he don't want to put in the work. There's no reason why he don't average 10 rebounds a game. There's no reason. Nobody in the league, his size, is averaging less than 10 rebounds. Anthony Davis, he averaged 9. Anthony Davis' skin is a real. Name me somebody that's 6'8", 260 pounds that jump like him that don't average 10 rebounds. Just look at Zion. Zion, a chubbier version of LeBron. Look how he dominates on the boards. He's using his body the way he's supposed to use it. In short, the reason why LeBron James could never be better than Michael Jordan or Kobe, I don't even care about the accolades. It comes down to when you strip everything away, you just watch basketball. When you go to the court, you're not counting stats, you're not counting nothing, you just watch it with your eyes. LeBron James has not mastered the fundamentals of basketball. This is why he would never be better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. He has not mastered the fundamentals. So he doesn't know how to transition in a game where he's not having his best night because he don't know how to go down on the block and say, let me control from the block.
Mm-hmm.
Let me control this game through rebounds. Let me get to the line and control this game, slow the tempo down, and control this game through free throws. He can't do that because he has not mastered the basketball fundamentals.
Facts.
Never put one person over another if they're lacking fundamentally. I don't care what they accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if LeBron James ends with 40,000 points. If he never learns how to shoot free throws at least an 80% clip, I can't respect him. You're supposed to be a legend. You're supposed to be a closer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even trust yourself to close because you know you don't shoot free throws well.
Mm-hmm.
They should have, even though they didn't play their best game, they should have won that game against Portland. But they choked at the free throw line. You see Kobe choking in the playoffs at the free throw line?
Mm-hmm.
If Kobe missed 2 free throws in a row, he gonna steal the damn ball and hit a 3. He gonna make him that shit right away, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never seen Jordan choke in the playoffs at the free throw line. Pressure busts pipes, man. And that's why, like, he knows we have this thing. He knows, like, yo, they send this stuff from LeBron to lose, for LeBron to win. I said, you know what, you're right, but it's still LeBron James. He still can fuck it up. He still can fuck it up. Because he's not Kobe. You're Kobe and AD, and you already know Kobe going to the finals. It don't matter who else he got on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe put with an AD. If Michael Jordan get an AD player, he's going right to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Because you already know he has that type of level of play. All he needs is 20 and 10 from a big man. And that's all he needs. With LeBron James, with all this shit in LeBron James' favor, we still don't quite know LeBron James will get to the finals. We got to really watch this shit.
Yep.
And that's the difference. When Kobe got Paul Gasol, we all knew it was over with. And Paul Gasol was unproven. But we all knew Kobe to the finals. We like, oh, it's over with for the West Coast. And that was just one motherfucker. Because Kobe back there, all he needed was one guy. They said LeBron James needs 3 more stars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. That's the difference. Only thing Michael Jordan needed really was Scottie Pippen to come alive. And everything else could work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a legend, you don't need one road dog. You don't need a whole all-star team. You don't need a whole all-star team, man. It's levels. It's a difference between a LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Think about it. When you watch them play, one guy is magical. The other guy is really boring. LeBron James is really boring when you watch him play. He do the same shit every time. Tomahawk dunk, drive to the right-hand side, dish off the dude to the corner. He do this shit all the time, man. It's the same shit. He ain't magical like MJ and Kobe. There's no, you don't get these thoughts and you don't get these memories about LeBron James. You get have a conversation with LeBron James fans and tell him to give you 10 memorable things he did in the playoffs. like shit that everybody talking about. They can't, man. They gonna say, remember that time he had that tomahawk dunk? Which time? All the time. He don't got these moments that Kobe got. Falling out of bounds, hitting threes, dapping up coaches and shit, saying better luck next time. Dunking on in the All-Star game, dominating niggas in their prime, getting an All-Star MVP, leading the Olympic team when you supposed to be the other statesman. Michael Jordan, when he came to the Olympic team, he was the guy. And Magic Johnson had it right down.
Shout out to the panel. What's popping? He knows his sports. Jake, Rich, Tom. What's popping, man? Thanks for having me on, bro. It was my spam for. I'm like, why is it? I didn't even get it. I would have been came on, bro. Well,
all right, Jaleel, you're gonna get your turn. Let Tom Ross finish, man. But salute.
Go ahead, go ahead, bro.
LeBron James was supposed to be the leader of that team, just like Michael Jordan was the leader of that team, and Magic Johnson didn't like it. It was going at it, and he had to bow down, man. But guess what? Kobe was alpha dog in the team in the LeBron James era. And it wasn't for him, it was a fucking loss. So all these great players needed Kobe Bryant to come through in the clutch and save them, man. That's the difference. Because Magic Johnson didn't even need that because they was blowing everybody the fuck out. Right? But in Kobe's time, he had to be so good to where he had to save niggas in their prime from themselves. They was going to lose. And Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant was brought on the team just to be a defensive stopper and to lead the team. He had to turn into Black Mamba, man. Like, this ain't make no sense. And LeBron, he on the bench cheerleading Kobe. It's a different level. At the end of the game, they weren't lined up to talk to LeBron James. They was lined up to talk to who? Kobe, man.
That's it.
Transcendent talent. They were lined up, grown-ass men were lined up after Kobe to sign their shoes. After LeBron James to move out of the way, hey, man, hey, watch out. I'm trying to get to Kobe. Hey, can you sign these? Because you just cut me for, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level. Nobody honored LeBron James like that. He's a great talent, don't get me wrong. He's a damn good talent. But when it came down to the team needing him the most, you can't never say that LeBron James came through consistently. And that's the difference between him, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Elijah Wan. It's a difference in the consistency of them coming through in the game's finest moments. Anybody can be good from first quarter to the third. Anybody can do that. Come on, man. Grant Hill made a career doing that. Hardaway made a career doing that. Who the fuck could be that good in those 3 quarters and get better in the 4th quarter, man? That's the difference. You know what I mean? So this is the reason why the comparison is laughable. It's laughable that you can even compare a LeBron James to a Kobe Bryant. It's laughable. So when you think basketball, you think Kobe Bryant. Period. When you look at Kobe Bryant, you think straight basketball, but you don't think regular basketball. You think about game-defining moments when you see Kobe Bryant. When you see LeBron James, you think about niggas dunking. That's it. You think about dunks and fast breaks. You don't think about game-defining moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm going to say this, when they throw in the ball, when LeBron James get the ball, the last seconds, you don't get excited. You don't think, oh, he about to end the game. You're not looking for Allen and looking for a shooter. Who you gonna pass him to? Because you know he ain't gonna take the shot. He didn't leave us with that all-inspiring, emotional a push, so we don't really care for him like that. Only the younger generation care for him. Because they don't know no better. Yeah.
Delete the leader, man. What's up, man? Give your salutation to the chat, bro.
What was the question? Because I kind of just got on, then I had to pause it on my phone. What's the question? Like,
ain't no question, man. We just gonna roast LeBron James. That's what it's all about. You was the one in the chat last week talking about LeBron, and see, the bottom line is there's levels to this basketball shit. Now there's LeBron James, who's the greatest of all trolls, and then there's Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and then there's Kobe Bryant. He would never be on their levels. But the stuff that you were saying in the chat, it was appearing to me that just like Tom Ross was talking about, he was saying only the young generation, you appear to be of age, but it's not surprising because we got 50-year-olds out here saying LeBron James is LeGoat James. So I'm not surprised. I see motherfuckers with gray hair calling him LeGoat James. So I want your take on LeBron James. But before we get to that, I just want you to get your salutations out the way because I got to get the round robin to go through. Jacob Lonewolf will be next.
There's a lot of things just be repeated. I'm listening to Tom Ross. Shout out to you, my friend. He was like, do you think Karl Malone is better than Tim Duncan?
No.
Okay. Or do you think Blake Griffin is better than Tim Duncan?
Nope.
Okay. So Blake Griffin, obviously for ratings purposes, is more exciting, right? So you keep talking about ratings. So that's like a personal excitement thing. Just because you're more exciting doesn't mean that you're better. Iverson, to be honest with you, Iverson is more exciting to watch than Kobe. And anybody will tell you that. Popular, but everybody know Kobe is better than Iverson. So popularity doesn't equate to being better. Now, in the stats, we all know the stats as far as Jordan. We don't got to talk about Jordan and LeBron. LeBron, he might have had 3 extra seasons of All NBA. So a lot of rumors about LeBron be putting out there like he's not clutch. If you look at his clutch stats, is actually better than Michael Jordan. But once again, Michael Jordan the time that he came under with Nike and them pushing the sport, he gets all the media fanfare. Now LeBron James, how much percentage boxing, he knows the sport. You're a very intelligent young man. Let's talk about the mental aspect of sports, right? And let's talk about chemistry. I don't know what your favorite subject was in school, but we know certain chemicals cannot mix with certain chemicals, right? How do you mix a tyrant with today's NBA players? Michael Jordan, the tyrant. Do you think a tyrant can be mixed with Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant gonna look at him like, bro, who are you talking to? I score better than you. So you can't put a tyrant over LeBron James. It's just not going to be able to do it. LeBron James is dominating in this era where there's more ball movement, and it's not the old era where you let a guy dribble for 15, 20 seconds like Barkley. He dominated in all the eras of basketball. And also the only thing that Michael Jordan y'all say is chips. And then we start talking about chips, and then you can't mix a tyrant, bro. Michael homeboy personality, his leadership is better. He's just a tyrant. All he has is basketball. Like this dude is like a desperate. He the type that'll cheat you in cars, like dude. And to top it all off, Michael Jordan is a quitter. He quit because he didn't get his way. Phil Jackson left, just like Magic Johnson quit. Magic Johnson quit when he couldn't win and get his way. They all quit. They used to winning. LeBron would dominate. Listen, Jordan is good, but LeBron is the GOAT, bro. You got to understand. Not just like that. You can't mix it like that, bro. And imagine Jordan playing with today's social media. Like the gamble, bro. Listen, bro. LeBron to dominate this guy, bro. And I got more. I'm just warming up, though.
All right, Jaleel. Jacob Lonewolf, go ahead, man. It's your round, brother.
I'm not gonna address that. I'm just gonna piggyback off what Tomrosstv said. So basically, when it comes to like basketball, what I've noticed when it comes to like the mainstream media is that facts tell, but stories sell. So I think. With LeBron, they're selling a narrative, and I can speak because I'm like a part of the young generation, I'm a part of the millennial generation, so I didn't see Michael Jordan play, and when I did see Kobe play, it was towards the end of his career, and with me, just the way like when I watch LeBron play it's not exciting, but also like when I see it's almost like when he plays like. He doesn't use the fundamentals. It's like he cheats, because like when you bring up about how LeBron is more clutch than MJ, like that's that like whatever, like that is just like whether if it's true or not, whatever. But like whenever I see him go for the last second shot, have you ever noticed that he'll like dribble right and do backpedal, and then like he's looking around to see everything before he makes his jump shot? Whereas Kobe and MJ, they already have their mind on the target already, They've already made the decision once, if they're going to shoot the last second shot, And, I think what Tomrosstv said was right, If Kobe had LeBron's body, like, he would dominate, like. And whenever I see LeBron, like, he reminds me of Shaq, I feel like he didn't maximize his potential, And I think there's a difference when Kobe played with Shaq and MJ played with Scottie, because the thing with MJ and Scottie is they played they played off each other very well, because Scottie could do things that MJ did. Maybe not on the prolific level that MJ did, but the thing with Shaq is that Shaq couldn't shoot free throws. Shaq was overweight. Shaq couldn't do the things. Like he didn't work on his game. At all. And Kobe had to carry his ass throughout the playoffs. And I'm surprised that. Shaq got all those 3 finals MVP. When I'm just thinking like Kobe, if you look throughout like from the first round to the Western Conference Finals, like Kobe was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, And when it came time to the finals, he was like, Shaq, you have that, because the teams that they faced in the East, like they were inferior, And you look at LeBron's career, you know, he's basically LeBron is basically like that typical ghetto kid in the neighborhood who's just big and that can just play ball. You know, he's that type of player. You know, he obviously, you know, I do commend him because he obviously did go through adversity, continue coming up in the inner city as any black kid does. You know, and I think with MJ, you know, I think MJ is a great basketball player, but you know, I don't agree with a lot of things he does off the court. You know, I think that when it comes to MJ as well, you know, there's a lot of fanboys that ride his coattails, you know, and they'll say things that really have nothing to do with his basketball, with him being a great basketball player, but it's the other trivial things, you know. I think that when it comes to like basketball, you know, MJ is, you know, the GOAT, you know, and I just feel like LeBron is basically like that guy. He's that like little brother that's basically trying to like Kobe and MJ like a neck and neck. He's like that little brother that comes on behind and basically like, hey guys, can I join? That's the type of player that he is. And he tries to emulate things that MJ did, but it's so inferior, you know? And I think with LeBron, he basically had like, he's been fed a lot of lies, you know? And he hasn't basically taken advantage of his body, you know? Instead of being the first LeBron James, he wants to be a Michael Jordan, you know? Instead of taking a lot of the lessons from Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant and basically looking at other players that basically fit his body structure, fit his game, he basically chooses to focus and emulate what MJ does, but he can't, you know. He's a small forward. This guy's 6'9", and like he outweighs Kobe and Mike by like 30 pounds, you know, and he tries to do the moves that they do, you know, you can't, you know. In the NBA, there's certain, like when you're at a different height or a different weight advantage, there's a certain type of game that you're meant to play. And the Kobe and the MJ game, you know, those guys, man, like only very few players can master the fundamentals that they did, like Kevin Durant, you know, or Kawhi Leonard. I you know, he knows I can probably piggyback. I think like KD and Kawhi, I don't know any other player that have done the similar things that MJ and Kobe have done, because KD and Kawhi, of what I've seen, are pretty much the only players in the NBA that have mastered like the fadeaway jump shot, like that fadeaway jump shot, the mid-range game. I haven't seen any other player do that, you know. And besides, these guys play on both ends. All four of these guys play on both ends of the court. That's what makes them ultra superstars, you know. And LeBron hasn't done that, you know. Like Tomrosstv said, he's a big, you know, he's a big forward basically on the perimeter when his ass should be in the post more. He should be, you know, on the block more, you know, because I think he has that body, but he's almost like, I think like with him, he feels like he can do anything, you know, and like his skill set is like, I'm trying to bring out a lot, but it's just like, he's been fed a lot, you know, and I think, like I said before, the first live stream that I came on in 2003 or 2002, they made an investment on this guy, you know, and sometimes we've seen what the media has done. I think they did this with other players, like they said, the second coming of Michael Jordan. I think they did this with Jerry Stackhouse or something like that, or Vince Carter. You know, they've done this with other several players in the past where they try to build them up as the next Michael Jordan. You know, and we've obviously seen how those players didn't come through. You know, and I think with the media, they're still making a return on the investment, even though this guy fails several times. You know, he's 3 out of 9 from the NBA Finals. You know. What is his whole defensive team? What is it? 6? MJ is like 12?
9.
That right there shows that, you know,
yeah.
Why 9? Oh, okay. But MJ has like 12, I think 12 or 11 all defensive first teams or something like that. You know, and the memorable moments that I could count on from Kobe, you know, Tomrosstv said, can you count on like 10 memorable moments from LeBron? I can count on Kobe, like, obviously, that jump shot against Indiana in 2000, I can count on that. The 4 air balls, you know, even though he didn't come through, I can count on that. I remember that game against the Mavericks in 2005. Like, remember how he basically went to the 3-point line, he spun around and he shot with his left hand? I remember that. I remember the dunks that he did on the Brooklyn Nets, those guys. I remember several of those things. I remember MJ's dunk on Patrick Ewing, you know. I remember all these things. And I'm not saying that I can't remember any memorable moments from LeBron, but it's not like it's not something I can say wow, because I've seen basketball at the highest level. I've seen, MJ and Kobe play, and I've seen Magic. We don't bring Magic up. Magic had several memorable moments, and I just feel that LeBron, throughout his entire career, this guy has always been bailed out. When I was watching that 2016 Game 7 NBA Finals, Kyrie Irving should have been the Finals MVP for that series. Just what he did, that last second jump shot, Game 7 NBA Finals, man. Like, I don't know, I can't count on any game winner in Game 7 in NBA Finals, and Kyrie came through. But you notice how the media never brings up Kyrie's name. And Kyrie's not a superstar; he's a star. Because he doesn't play on both ends of the court. But this guy carried LeBron. How can a 6'2" guard carry a guy that's 6'9" and 260 pounds? That doesn't make any mathematical sense, man.
Steve Kerr carried Jordan.
Hey, hold on, Jaleel. You have your turn. Save your notes. Save your notes.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this guy, LeBron. Here's this guy, 260 pounds, freakish muscle, right? And I can't count on like the times he's actually come clutch, like that 2013 NBA Finals, Ray Allen saved his ass. Kyrie Irving, the 2016 game winner, There's been probably several moments. Kevin Love had great series, great games, And every time I've seen LeBron play, it's just like, obviously during that 2018 playoff run, I think from the first round to the Eastern Conference Finals, that guy was playing epic. I got to give him that. Those game winners against the Indiana Pacers, the Raptors, I got to give him that. But when it comes to whenever I see him whenever I see him play against Western Conference teams, I think that's where it starts to change. Because I've noticed a pattern throughout his entire career, he's able to dominate teams in the Eastern Conference, but when it comes to players in the Western Conference, he struggles because these guys are very savvy. We also saw that in the 2007 NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs, where Greg Popovich was basically like, you know what? We're going to let him shoot. We're not going to even guard him on the perimeter. We're going to let him self-sabotage himself. This happened in the 2011 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Mark Cuban was on First Take several years ago, and he was debating Skip Bayless. And Skip is on LeBron very hard, but Skip is that typical. He's like what Shannon is to LeBron. He's like an MJ fanboy. MJ can do no wrong. And basically, he said in the series that LeBron came up small, but he didn't give the Dallas Mavericks the credit on like actually, playing well in LeBron. Allowing him to shoot. I think LeBron usually his game is basically like when he takes a jump shot, he usually goes left. He usually goes left. He doesn't usually go right. And his game is very basic. He hasn't developed a great post-up game, which is fascinating to me with a body like that. I mean, with him, like look what Giannis did. Giannis knows that even though he's gotten better over the few seasons, like significantly this season, he's been able to shoot that three. Giannis knows that he's able to use his body and bang down there and basically dunk on these guys. So he's playing to his strength. And every time I've seen throughout LeBron's career, like at James Harden can basically dance on the three-point line and shoot all these threes at a terrible percentage and go up to the cup and lay it up. But he hasn't developed a great post-up game. LeBron hasn't developed a great post-up game with that 260-pound frame. I mean, that guy could basically post up some certain centers, with that body frame, but he hasn't mastered that because I think with his generation, and I'm a young guy saying this, is that he tries to do he tries to do guard play. He tries to do all these things. He tries to play like a guard instead of playing like a small forward or even maybe sometimes a power forward. He tries to do a lot of these things like Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook or Dame Lillard tries to do. Because I think with LeBron, even though he knows that he's gifted, right, in his mind, he feels like he's always trying to emulate MJ, which MJ and Kobe, he's always trying to emulate these guys that can do magnificent things, Even though Stephen Curry was a high-octane beta, this guy was lashing LeBron up in the NBA Finals, Stephen Curry, I think LeBron, in his mind, like, he sees all these players, right, 6'2", 6'3", that pretty much they don't have near as much the same talent, the potential as him, but they maximize everything, You can look at Steph Curry, look at his story when he was young. Like this, his dad made him shoot, like made him have the proper form when he was young, shooting threes every single day. to the point where he was exhausted, like he didn't want to do no more. You know, and when you look at all these players that were great players in the NBA, a lot of them went through adversity, you know, growing up, you know. Like MJ was cut from his varsity team in high school. Kobe was pretty much on the bench for 3 years. And these guys had to come out of the mud, you know. And sometimes success can be your biggest enemy because, you know, if you don't have a lot of setback, how are you gonna be able to perform at the highest level? And I've noticed that in every successful people, there's always a setback, you know, and sometimes even severe setbacks, but they come back and they get better every single season, you know. And that's the beautiful thing about what I saw from the last dance with MJ is that he never got too complacent, you know. And that's why I disagree with Jalik, the leader, when you say that LeBron will basically whip MJ and Kobe's ass and that Jordan was a quitter. I mean, like, Jordan was not a quitter, dog. I mean, when you talk about Jordan winning those championships, when you're winning those championships at the highest level, like, that's the best time to quit, you know, in my opinion. But no, like, that was the time. I think that's the hardest thing, you know, about winning a championship. It's harder maintaining that level than actually winning it. And Jordan's the proof of not being a quitter because he actually found ways to motivate himself, even though, like, he would basically bring up stories that weren't true. Like, I think there was some guy in Washington, how Jordan was in his mind. He basically came up with a story saying how one day that guy came up to him and said, you know, you had a great game. And that just motivated Jordan to crush him. Jordan found ways, he basically found things to motivate him while he was successful. And I think he doesn't get enough credit for that, you know. As well as with Kobe, you know. Kobe, you know, he was in the gym after he won those championships, you know. And Shaq got overweight every single season, and Kobe had to carry that team, you know. And I don't care what people say, but I think he got robbed of some Finals MVP. You know, I think, you know, there's certain Finals MVP that Shaq got that I felt like Kobe should have got, you know, particularly during that 2000 NBA Finals. But I think I disagree with your take, you know, Jalik, you know, about saying that Jordan's a quitter, man. I think you're trolling, dog, you know. I want to hear your point of view, but, you know, I just think that that's a little bit too extreme. I want to hear, what are the times that Jordan quit? Like, I want you to say, like, what times did Jordan quit?
He didn't come back that season because of Phil Jackson. LeBron doesn't need a Hall of Fame coach to win. Just like Tupac doesn't need Dr. Dre to be the GOAT rapper. See, that's why you got to understand the intricacies of basketball. Tupac, he doesn't need Dr. Dre. He doesn't need Pharrell or none of them. He's going to make classics. Did you ever hear All Eyes on Me? I know you said you never did. All Eyes on Me. Dr. Dre, bro.
This is
we don't need Hall of Famers, bro. We don't need
Listen, I'm going to piggyback on what you just said, right? Now, during the first couple of years when MJ and Kobe came into the league, you know, even Kobe said it in his interview with Ahmad Rashad, right? That he said when he first came to the league, it was all about himself. You know, he was more focused on the tactical aspect of the game. You know, with MJ, you know, he didn't really develop a great jump shot. You know, he was this very great athletic scorer that could just slash through hoop, right? But it wasn't until Phil Jackson came and Phil taught them about the spirituality of the game, you know? And I think LeBron hasn't mastered that. LeBron, when he looks at the game, he plays off potential. He doesn't really play off certain plays or skill set, you know? And I disagree with your point when you say that LeBron didn't need a Hall of Fame coach. Okay, if that's the case, look at his career. Compare his career to MJ and Kobe that actually had the Hall of Fame coach. Look at Tim Duncan, you know? Look at Isaiah Thomas, you know, with who's that Pistons coach? Chuck something?
Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly, you know?
Yeah.
Chuck Daly is one of the most underrated coaches, you know, particularly on that dream team, you know. But so I disagree with you when you say that LeBron doesn't need a Hall of Fame coach. Look at his career. He's 3 for 9. That says it all, you know.
33.3%.
Did he win a championship with Tyronn Lue? Did he win a championship with Tyronn Lue coming down from 3-1? Yes.
Listen.
Answer the question, bro. Answer the question. I just said.
Billy, you're going to get your turn, man. You're going to get your turn. Jacob, I want you to wrap up. Then Richy Rich going to go. Then Louis going to go. Then we're going to go into sudden death. Then we're going to go into the sudden death. And that's when we're going to do the back and forth. Okay.
You know, when you say Tyronn Lue, okay, there's so many variables that you just said that were just wrong. In the 2016 NBA Finals, the Golden State, they should have won that series But obviously, their team was being run by a high-octane beta in Stephen Curry, because Stephen Curry, he's the same way. Sometimes he gets caught up in his head, you know. He thinks he can do everything, and sometimes he just takes the most stupid, ill-advised jump shots ever. And also, you have to admit that Draymond got suspended, you know. And people always come up with the argument. They say, "Oh, Draymond got suspended for one game." But listen, just that one game can affect the entire series. It can affect the entire series, you know. So your argument of you saying that he won with Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue is a pretty good coach, but he's not on the level of Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich, you know. So that comments null and void, you know. And I think, you know, what coaches do is they give structure, you know. They basically come up with the X and O's, you know. Phil Jackson wasn't a good NBA player. He was a decent NBA player, but he was a pretty damn good coach, and he knew how to coordinate, you know, the players around MJ to play at the highest level so they could win, you know. So when you come up with a statement that LeBron doesn't need Hall of Fame coaches, come on, man, that's bullshit. Because look at his career. He's 3 for 9. Kobe's 5 for 7. MJ's 6 for 6. Tim Duncan is what? Like 5 for what? Like 6 or 7?
5 for 6. 5 for 6.
He took advantage of what was led to him. You said he didn't live up.
Oh boy, Jaleel, you gonna get your turn now. We're going to sudden death.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Jacob, I want you to wrap it up so we can get to Richy Rich, Lewis, and then we're gonna get to sudden death. See, y'all already starting the thing before we get there. We're gonna get to sudden death. We're gonna bury this cat. Don't trust me. Everything that he's talking about is buriable. But go ahead, Jacob. Finish up.
You know, Jaleel Delita, you know, I think by looking at you, you're probably a few years older than me. You know, with me, I'm actually a millennial, so I could have been brainwashed by LeBron during this era, but by the shenanigans that he did and what the mainstream media, like every single day, they're pumping this narrative saying like every single day his name was on the news constantly compared to Michael Jordan. I could have gone brainwashed, but I was smart enough to look back in time. And when I first got into basketball, Kobe was pretty much like the player that I looked up to because I saw this guy. He was a complete basketball player, just like I saw MJ. You know, and I could have been brainwashed. If there's anybody on this panel that pretty much could be a LeBron type, it could be me because I'm watching the NBA product of today, and I didn't see it back then. But I was smart enough to see and listen to guys like he knows and Tom Ross and Rich to know what true basketball is at the highest level. Because I always knew that there was something wrong and something ill about the way that they were mentioning LeBron. It wasn't just about basketball; it was about other things. But I want to keep going once I get my turn, so I'll let Rich have that.
All right, Richy Rich. I know you've been chopping at the bits, dog. Nas, Ether, Napalm, let's go. Cemetery Silence mode, bro.
Delete the leader, man. You are one old cat. I gotta give it to you, bro. Listen, man. You a troll artist for real, man. You a LeBron target. Listen, you know what? I gotta deal with a LeBron target over here that lives with me, bro. I gotta deal with a LeBron target, Big Dave. And you know what? I thought you was gonna bring some enlightenment over to the show, man. But you just like the rest. At least my big bro Dave, that man, he comes with some valid points. But you just like the rest, man. Listen, 2011 should make you wash your hands with LeBron, man. What was that?
Cemetery Silence.
What was that? Come on, bro. That's all I gotta drop on you, and you done. You finished. You are erased. That's it. What was that? What kind of effort was that from the Dallas Mavericks? This man, listen. Either he quit on the Heat. He quit on his boy D Wade because he saw that man was about to sew up that Finals MVP, or LeBron just don't got no heart. What have we ever seen that from an MJ in a final setting? When he know, or a playoff set, even when MJ was about to lose to the Celtics, even when he got swept, MJ went down guns blazing. Kobe Bryant always go down guns blazing, man. But LeBron James, huh? LeBron James, huh? Come on, man, you done after that. I don't even gotta go. I don't even have to go into this with you, man. Your boy got so many blunders, man. He got, listen, that man got so many blunders. He got so many blunders, man. Come on, man. That's all. Listen, MJ and Kobe, it's a different mentality with them. It's a different approach with them. These guys, they approach the game seriously. winning matters to them. If they don't win, man, it's a waste of a season. This thing didn't get serious to LeBron until he went to the Miami. Who said he never played for no legendary coaches? What? I thought Pat Riley ran the Miami Heat. Just because he wasn't coaching that team. Pat Riley was the one. Pat Riley was the head, bro. He was the snake. He was the head of the. He was the head of the snake of that Miami Heat team. He was the leader. So Pat Riley influenced that Heat team. He wasn't in that locker room. He wasn't in those practices. He wasn't telling LeBron, "Hey man, you need a go-to move after that 2011 debacle." Come on, bro. Come on, listen to yourself, man. I thought you was gonna bring some enlightenment, bro. You ain't bringing nothing to the show. You're the same like all these LeBron stars, these LeBron brigade. Listen, you worse than Shannon Sharp, man. Come on, man. Bring something serious to the show, man. LeBron James? Come on, bro. I thought you a troll artist for real,
Explain.
man.
Listen, you gotta keep getting your
this
roast.
Man lost double. Come on, man. This man lost double. This man lost double the amount of times in the final setting. Listen, Kawhi ate off that man. Stephen Curry ate off that man. Klay Thompson ate off that man. KD ate off that man. Listen, Kobe, listen. Come on. All these dudes that ate off this man. Who does he own? The only dude he probably owns is
you didn't mention JJ Barrera, dog.
Everybody that ate
you
off.
Didn't mention JJ Barrera. He locked down LeBron, dog.
JJ
Barrera ate off. He locked down LeBron.
JJ Barrera ate off this man.
You still don't know what he really signed up for. He gonna get buried. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Jason Terry called this man out, dog. Hey, listen. Jason Terry called. Hey, listen. Hey, delete, dog. Listen. I'm gonna keep it brief, dog, because because I don't want Lewis to have his time with you. Listen. Come with some valid points, man. Come with some valid points, because that stuff you said, I can't take you serious, man. You got them people in the chat clowning you, man. Thinking you was about to come with some heat. You ain't come with nothing, bro. Come on, man. You joking, man. You make yourself look like a joke over here. Come on, bro. I'm done, man. That's all I need.
Go ahead, man.
Damn, man, who needs cable, man, when you got He Knows His Sport, man, bringing that heat and that fire. Anyway, man, salute to Tom Ross, salute to Richy Rich, salute to Jacob Lonewolf, salute to you, Jalik, man. Appreciate you being here as well, man, of course, man, salute to He Knows His Sport, always bringing that heat and that fire. Yo, listening to y'all, man. Yo, I had to bring some receipts that I got on my phone that I'm about to debunk some stuff real quick. First of all, get into Jordan and Kobe real quick. Obviously, those two have meant obviously a lot to the game of basketball. And I've said this before, and I'll say it continuously multiple times. They're global icons. It's why they're so appreciated in the history of basketball, man. When you look at fans, when you look at their own peers, and then people who are playing right now, look at them as the influence and being the pioneers that they are. LeBron James, listen, man, one of the greatest players of all time. One of the greatest players ever. Never question that. Wherever you rank him is subjective in terms of where you have him in terms of all time and all that. But the thing with LeBron James is I've always said this. When I look at his career, the way I measure a player, people want to talk about stats and all this. I measure a player from accolades, statistical dominance, and winning. Those are the three measures right there, man. 3. Confirmation right there. The number of confirmation, 3. I measure those on 3. When I look at LeBron James, that winning is missing, man. And you can say, well, 2 out of 3 is not bad. But when you're considered one of the greatest ever, when you're talking about trying to reach that Mount Rushmore, you got to be up there, man. And it's like he's not. 3 for 9 in the finals, 3-6 record, and no, it's not 500. It is 33.3%. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. And look, and like I'm saying right now, look, I got some receipts. All right. So people who disrespect Dwayne Wade, I'm about to show you some career achievements right now that I got to my right. Dwayne Wade, when people keep saying that, oh, this dude is he was kind of washed in 2014 and all this kind of stuff. All right, man. 3-time NBA champion who he won with LeBron James. One of those championships he won without him. Won a Finals MVP in 2006. 13-time All-Star. 23,165 points. 5,701 career assists. Imagine if he was healthy, how many assists and rebounds and points he would have had. Almost 1,000 blocks in his career. 885. Almost 9,000 field goals made. 5,808 free throws made. He was like Jordan, didn't take a lot of threes. He only made 549 because he wasn't a three-point shooter. Won 611 wins with the Heat, the most in franchise history, the franchise leader. Now check this out. 13-time All-Star, All-Rookie First Team, All-NBA First Team. In which years? The years LeBron won MVP, 2009, 2010. All-NBA Second Team, 2004, 05, 05, 06, 2010, and 11. So that's 3. D-Wade has made 8 All-NBA teams. 3-time All-NBA defensive second team. And the reason he ain't make first team was because of Kobe. Kobe was on there. Some of it, Kobe kind of got on reputation and all that because Wade should have had more. So I'm going to be fair on that. But still, at the end of the day, 3 defensive second teams. You can make the case that he was a first team. 6-time player of the month. 18-time player of the week. All-Star MVP in 2010. Led the league in scoring in 08-09. Second in the league in PER in 2009-2010, the year before he joined. Was with LeBron on that bronze team in 04, and then they won Beijing Olympic gold in 08 Olympics. So those are Wade's career highlights. So now I'm gonna get to Eric Spoelstra and the whole Hall of Fame coach thing. If LeBron would have stayed in Miami, you don't think that don't you think that Eric Spoelstra would have had an even better resume? Because he has 712 career coaching wins. He's close to 1,000. So he's close to 800. He could have been a Hall of Fame coach with LeBron, the Hall of Fame coach that LeBron needed, because remember, LeBron won his championships with Eric Spoelstra, who was the head don of Miami, Pat Riley. How many championships did Pat Riley win? 5 with the Lakers. He won 1 as a coach with the Heat in 06. And he won 2 as an executive when he was able to bring LeBron, Wade, and Bosh when they all decided to team up together. So, and I always call Pat Riley, a visionary. Now he also wants. Jalik also said that the league was it was a more ball dominant league in the back then and stuff like that. You got to realize that they ran offensive sets in the 80s and 90s. It's just the 90s was more slower, the 80s were more faster, but they ran offensive sets. It was about really much more. It was about skill back then, and there's a lot of athletic players. It's just the thing is that again, it was really more about fundamental skill. And then when I look at LeBron James, as great as he is, I feel like he's underachieved because he, to me, is in that tier of where Shaq is, even though Shaq won 4 championships, but he won his 4, even though he was dominant in, I would say, obviously 2000 and the 2001 NBA Finals, and he was a regular season MVP. You could kind of make the case that Kobe in 2002 he played pretty well in those NBA playoffs. Maybe the percentages ain't going to show it, but he was always there when you needed him in the clutch because Kobe was actually putting up some real clutch numbers, during those playoffs. And then he had a great finals where he shot the ball really well. Like if you look at his splits in that 02 finals. Then on top of that, the reason I put LeBron in that Shaq tier is because even though that Shaq won 4 rings, he won with D-Wade and he won with Kobe, and unfortunately he didn't win with Penny. The thing is, Shaq really didn't dedicate himself really after that first championship. Now, they was able to get the job done, in 2000, 2001, 2002 and all that. After he won his first ring, Shaq got really lazy. And to me, when you're the leader of the team, when you're supposed to be the best player on the team, that's a problem because you're supposed to set the tone as a leader. Obviously when you're playing with, Kobe and the rest of the guys. So Shaq really failed on that leadership part, even though he was dominant. And then the thing is also Shaq was playing the cream of the crop of the centers in the 90s when he first came in. Like those guys were in their prime or starting to become better centers in the NBA in the 90s. You're looking at a who's who in terms of big men during that time. In the 2000s, it really got watered down. And Shaq and the thing is, and it's crazy how it got watered down. And Shaq he was getting out of shape. Shaq really didn't commit himself. It wasn't until he went to Miami that Pat Riley put him on that program because Pat Riley's all about conditioning. Byron Scott got his coaching philosophy from Pat Riley in terms of how he conditions his players. He says we're going to be the most well-conditioned team on the NBA. Another thing also that really bothers me is this whole LeBron undefeated in the first round thing. And I'm going to tell you why. I got a list of receipts right here about LeBron's playoff opponents. Here we go. 2004, missed the playoffs. 2005, missed the playoffs, despite the fact that Cleveland was the 5th seed before Paul Silas got fired. 2006, Washington Wizards 42-40. 2007, Wizards 41-41. No Gilbert Arenas, no Caron Butler. 2008, Wizards 43-39. Gilbert Arenas was out for the season with a torn ACL. 2009, a Detroit team that had won 59 games the previous year, they only won 39 games the next year, 39-43. By the way, the Cavaliers won 66 games in 2008-2009 where LeBron was the MVP and led the league in PER. 2010, 41-41 Bulls team. LeBron James and the Cavs led 61 wins that year. Dwayne Wade, number 2 in PER. Chris Bosh, 4th. LeBron, 1. 2011, 41-41 Philadelphia 76ers team. 2012, a 36-30 team where Melo was the best player on the team. You could say they had Defensive Player of the Year Tyson Chandler, but they didn't really have anybody that could score the rock as good as Melo when you're playing with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. And Chris Bosh had to change his game when he played with LeBron. And that has a lot to do with the LeBron system because Dwayne Wade, Eric Spoelstra, and Pat Riley realized that LeBron cannot play off the ball. I don't see the hate when these are freaking facts. Let me continue. 2013, a 38-44 Bucks team before Giannis even got drafted, and obviously Giannis is not the player he is now. 2014, the horribly led MJ Charlotte Bobcats at 43-39. 2015, a 40-42 Boston Celtics team led by Isaiah Thomas. Oh, by the way, whatchamacallit, when LeBron left, Miami in that last year when they lost to San Antonio, Kyrie Irving was already over there. The roster was not the same roster when LeBron went to when he went back to Cleveland. See, that's what people and I'm not saying that LeBron doesn't make your when you lose LeBron that your team is not going to have value. LeBron has a lot of value. The problem is it gets overrated when you have to understand that the roster changes when he leaves and when he comes back to another team. You got to people don't put the eye test on that. They just go with what they see. They're like, you just take LeBron off. Oh, they're the worst team ever. No, you got to use eye test. You got to use context. And context tells you when LeBron left to South Beach, 7 players were gone from that team and 2 players were injured. When he came back to Cleveland, it was a whole different roster. It was a whole different roster. And even then, so when they got Kevin Love and Kyrie signed that contract, they still had to make the trade to get J.R. Smith. They had to make a trade to get and they get Timofey Mozgov. And they had to get Iman Shumpert, one of the better 2-wing defenders in the league. And JR was 6th man of the year just a couple of seasons ago in 2013. Let me continue. 2016, a 44-38 Detroit Pistons team. 2017, 42-40 Indiana Pacers team. The only team that LeBron played that nearly won 50 games was that his last year in Cleveland, that 48-win Pacers team, where their best player was Victor Oladipo. So when we look at that first round and people go, oh, man, LeBron's undefeated in the first round. So let's look at Michael Jordan. Yeah, he's had some bad playoff records in his first early years. Michael Jordan got his ass kicked the first 6 years. But the thing was, there was progression. You obviously got Scottie Pippen, but it even took time for Scottie Pippen to become the player he was. Under Doug Collins, he had the green light. His coaches were Kevin Locklear. It was Stan Albeck. He had to deal with players who had drug issues in Orlando Woolridge, and I'm trying to remember that other player. So there's that. Went up against a 59-win Milwaukee Bucks team. Nobody mentions that. Jordan was the best scorer on the team. Then you talk about the next year he had to go against a 67-win Boston Celtics team. The next year, 59-win Boston Celtics team. So yeah, Jordan was 1-9. It's obvious. Like I'm not here saying that Jordan, he didn't win in the first round or not that. I told you Jordan got his ass kicked for 6 straight years, including those Detroit Pistons that kept knocking him out of the playoffs. And I'm gonna give Isaiah his props. One dude that has a winning record with Jordan. Same thing with Larry Bird in terms of what they beat him. So I'm being objective right here. So Jordan obviously didn't do it by himself. But there's a difference between having the green light with Doug Collins and learning the triangle and learning to play in a system from Phil Jackson. And what you got to understand is Michael came from a college system program with Dean Smith. He started to lose his way when he started to play with these coaches because he had the ball in his hands and he didn't have a great team around him. So Michael was always going to have the green light. It's the same thing with LeBron when he came in. Yeah, Cleveland was not a great franchise at that time. They only won 17 games. And LeBron had the green light, of course. So I'm not saying that. But the thing is, if you look at LeBron's career, when I look at MJ and Kobe, LeBron James has won his games with power. LeBron James is not a fundamentally skilled player. Jordan and Kobe are skilled. Kobe had to rely on skill because he does not have the athleticism that an MJ has or that a LeBron has, or even the physical gifts of a LeBron James. You give Kobe 6'8", 6'9". You give Kobe LeBron's physical abilities. What is Kobe going to do with that? Combine that with his skill set, and then you have that mentality. LeBron James, yeah, he likes to get his teammates involved in all that. But when the game is on the line, and I'm not saying that LeBron hasn't been clutch. He's kind of underrated in that. But the thing is, he's also quit more times than not. Like Rich mentioned about 2011. I'm going to tell you a quote from the great Magic Johnson before Game 6 of those NBA Finals. He said, "I need to see if LeBron can guard Jason Terry." When I hear something like that from a player who's explosive, who's supposed to be bigger, stronger, faster, you getting outplayed by Jason Terry, and Jason Terry is not as fast as you. There's no excuses for that. The 2011 NBA Finals ended that GOAT discussion a long, long time ago. The problem is when he started to win, they kept trying to bring it up because the media, again, LeBron is the poster child. So they're trying to, and as he knows it's talked about, they're trying to, with everything that's happened right now, they're trying to recover everything to make sure that he gets talked about all the time. Because again, this is about global marketing. So LeBron is trying to reach the global market. LeBron is big in America. He's not big internationally. He's trying to get where Kobe and Michael are. And I'm going to say this also when it comes to LeBron's career. People talk about how he's a great rebounder when you look at the numbers. 7 point something to Michael Jordan, 6.3 or whatever. Now, I'm going to give LeBron credit. LeBron is a better passer than Jordan and Kobe. He is. Okay, but it's not like it's so grand because they're trying to make it seem like if LeBron is even arguably better than Magic Johnson. I'm telling you right now, nobody, and I mean nobody, is the passer that Magic Johnson is. Nobody. It doesn't even come close. It doesn't come close. So then when you look at his rebounding, and I said this before, Michael Jordan has been retired since 2003. LeBron, that's the same time LeBron came into the NBA draft. My man, 17 years in the league, and Jordan still has more offensive rebounds than him. If you're a great rebounder, you're supposed to be able to get offensive rebounds, which are more harder to get than defensive rebounds, especially if you're not really positioning your body to fight, to box out. Because LeBron, he only does that in moments to make it seem like, I told you, LeBron gives you a mirage. You really got to use your eyes and really see how he plays, especially sometimes where he stands and, kind of surveys the floor. LeBron is an unbelievable passer. And I hate this whole pass first narrative. He can pass, but he's a scorer. You cannot be a pass first player and be in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in assists, and you're about to get 10,000 rebounds. So yeah, LeBron, and also, let me just make this other point. You talked about, you said that just because you're entertaining doesn't mean that you're better, and I agree with that to a certain degree. But let me double down on that. And also, so I hear that LeBron guards 1 through 5 and is a versatile defender. Well, just because you're versatile, that doesn't mean you're better neither. That doesn't mean that you're better neither. Now, what I will say with LeBron in terms of Defensive Player of the Year, he should have gotten it in 2013 over Marc Gasol because the NBA for a long time, even when it comes to the MVP, they've been inconsistent with voting. It's all about narrative. It's all about narratives. It's all about whatever's the strongest narrative, you're gonna stick with that story because it's just a great story for the league. That's how the NBA is, man. That's how the NBA is. But again, Larry Bird averaged 10 rebounds for his career, and this is why I consider Larry Bird better than LeBron. LeBron, you could argue Larry Bird is a better passer than LeBron, and I've seen Larry Bird pass. You could even make the case that Larry Bird was not the greatest defender because he was not lateral, he was not fast. Sometimes he had a difficult time staying in front of our guys, but he made 3 defensive second teams. LeBron is obviously the better defender because of, again, his athleticism. And I'm not saying that LeBron can't play good defense because he can't. He's more than capable of. But when I hear a player, and the reason I say that Larry Bird is better is because he accomplished the same amount just about the same amount of accomplishments that LeBron did in less time, and he got hurt due to his injuries. But when I hear a player right now that pushed for an NBA bubble, that has talked about saying that there's internal scenes going on in the Lakers locker room, he then talked about saying that he can't play a game with no fans. When I said, yeah, you could say that all other players push to play, but the thing is, LeBron pushed this more than any other player. He pushed it because he knows what's on the line, and it's trying to get that fourth championship. It's that fourth championship. The thing with LeBron is that at the end of the day, as great as LeBron is, I feel like he left a lot on the table. For somebody who has filled the stat sheets when it comes to longevity and cumulative stats, and like I said, as great as LeBron is, his ability to finish. Listen, man, look, 3 championships, 3 finals MVPs, 4 MVPs, no doubt, one of the greatest ever. But I put him in that Shaq, Will Chamberlain, and Jerry West tier, and here's why. The only difference is that Shaq has a 4-2 finals record, so he won. But who did he win with? Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. When you look at LeBron and you got to look at guys like Will Chamberlain, as dominant as those guys are, when it comes to winning, it just doesn't cut it. Because LeBron James at one point won 4 MVPs in a 5-year span. But at the same time, he's lost 4 of his last 5 NBA finals. And when you're talking about pantheon of greatness, like I said before, I measure in statistics, statistical dominance, accolades, and winning. That's how I measure a great player. That's how I measure a great player. You gotta, and that's how I've always measured greatness. The thing is, a lot of people, when they talk about their favorite player, they act biased and they look at one thing as to say, well, that player is great. When you do your research and really study these players, you'll see why. So, I'm gonna just end it with this because I know, you guys got to talk and then we're gonna get to sudden death. But like I said, man, as great as that dude is, the thing is also people don't even realize, man, there's stats that the media is actually even hiding from Kobe, because there's some things that I found out about Kobe. Like, I didn't know that Kobe had 4 straight years where he averaged 100 offensive rebounds. LeBron James did it in 4 different seasons. Like, he didn't even do it consecutive. Jordan's got 8 seasons where he averaged at least 120 offensive rebounds or more. That's crazy. To be a great rebounder, you got to be able to do it at both ends. You got to be able to get defensive and offensive rebounds. You got to be really fighting, for position to get those rebounds. Some of it are going to be easier than others depending on where the ball is going to be placed when you shoot a basketball. But, like, the fact that Jordan's been retired nearly 2 decades and you're still trailing him in offensive rebounds, 7.4 career rebound-wise could say one thing in the front. But when you look inside and you realize other things, it's not as great as it really is. So I would say that LeBron is a good rebounder, but he's a little overrated in that, because the thing is, at his height, he should be getting 7 to 8 rebounds per game, because you're playing the most versatile position in basketball, small forward. Mm-hmm. And I just told you that whole first round percentage. You look at the competition some of the guys of a Kobe and of a Michael Jordan have gone against. You look at Kobe, he played in the toughest defensive era in basketball history. And you look at the players, the statistics of a lot of those players, though, were down. And like I said, 45% is not efficient compared to Michael's 50.5% career-wise, if you take away the Wizard years. But to be able to take the shots that Kobe took and still shoot 45%, that's actually not bad. And the thing is, his last couple of years were due to injuries. So Kobe was missing a lot of time. This dude missed a lot of games. But yeah, man, like I said, all 3 are great players, man. But when it comes to a different stratosphere, you use the eye test, it's, like I said, he's great. But like I said, when it comes to his overall game, and you're still playing in that same system with that truck stop, bulldoze, power, stiff running back, running to the basket, it's good. It benefits him because he really never worked on his skill in playing off ball. Mm-hmm. He can't score in diverse ways like those guys can. That's why it's hard to guard. And I'm gonna close with that.
All right, Jalik, it's on you. But this is the way we're gonna do it, because it's sudden death. So now you're gonna feel like you got your time. It's gonna be you, then it's gonna be you versus Tom Ross. Then it's gonna be you versus Jacob Lonewolf, you versus Richy Rich, you versus Lewis. And then we're going to go like that. So go ahead, Jalik. Say what you got to say, brother.
Me versus the stat tracker is Les. Okay. So I'm just go first because he on Wikipedia right now looking up stats. We need to know more about stats, bro. Basketball ain't all stats, bro. You gotta step your game up, bro. But yeah, let me just point at some things because Jacob mentioned some things earlier. He kind of contradicted himself. He said in 1 minute LeBron wasn't taking advantage of his size, but then the next minute he said he's only doing that because of his size. And then y'all making excuses for Michael Jordan not making it out of the first round. He's Superman, right? And now you got a built-in excuse again. Oh, he didn't make it because of the competition. But whatchamacallit still had a good team. LeBron didn't have no great team and still led them to the finals. Yeah, he lost. Now you talk about winning. If you make 8 straight finals, that's not winning. I know you didn't win it. I know you didn't win it. 2 straight finals is winning, bro. He just happened to lose. He was just a better man. But 8 straight finals. Now, let me break something down to you. A lot of people say Montana in football is better than Tom Brady, which all analogy because Montana got 4 chips. Tom Brady got 6 chips, but Tom Brady lost 3 times. So does that make Montana automatically better because his winning percentage is 100%? So y'all can't keep flip-flopping with y'all chip rules and different things of what y'all saying on winning. And I also wanted to talk about you said he was in the level of Shaq and he was on a tier of Wilt Chamberlain. Aren't those all-time greats? Now I do believe that Bill Russell is better than Wilt Chamberlain, but LeBron to me, he wins everywhere he goes. Only last year after 8 finals, when he switched to the LA, he didn't make the finals, and now he's ranked number 1 on a whole new different team, not playing in the East Coast. So he's playing in the East Coast. Now he's playing in the West Coast. So no matter what he does, he wins. Ask the owner of Cleveland how much money his company lost when LeBron left their team, because I heard somebody else mentioning that he's not a bigger star globally. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie. He's like he's a real big star. And let's talk about chemistry too. We got to talk about things because I don't got my NBA encyclopedia on me right now. I know Luis, he got it saved to his phone, all the stats. But let's just talk about this and be real honest. In today's era, with the ball movement and the players has evolved, how can the tyrant come in and play like he does? Don't you understand that will cause friction? Y'all don't get that? Y'all just look at it's like going to the club, right? And you see a chick with a fat ass and you just automatically think you're going to marry her. That's superficial, bro. The game, the world that we live in is way beyond just what you look at. You can't just say, okay, this does this one. You got to look at the realness. Tyranny is a problem. You can't be coming up on people, talking to them crazy. Now, it does motivate some people, but they're going to look at Jordan like, bro, you need to slow down. You mix it with social media. He loved to gamble. Come on, bro. And I shout out to Kobe, man. I don't even want to say nothing bad about Kobe. Rest in peace to him. But just overall, and what y'all saying was true, him playing off the ball, but he's a point guard, 6'8", because y'all never give him credit for that. He's 35 years old, leading the league in assists, more assists than point guards in the league. And if you notice, you can't make an excuse because Chris Paul allegedly is one of the pure point guards, and he don't even got more assists than LeBron, and yet he's the whole team in OKC. So how you not gonna give him credit for leading the league in assists? Like, come on, bro. Y'all got to give him. I know Jordan is your boy. Y'all probably got all the Jordans, and that's fine. And I like Jordan. He's a great player, but you got to give LeBron some credit on that right there. He wins everywhere he goes, and I don't really, besides playing off the ball, but he makes up for it because. And hold on, let me mention something. Somebody said he wasn't intelligent. LeBron got one of the biggest IQs in boxing. I mean, in basketball, his IQ is off the charts. Like, how was he able to win with different players and different things like that? I mean, he had Kevin Love. So he winning with different role players. I just don't like the Jordan excuses though, bro. And the stat tracking, like it's crazy because homeboy got some stats. I can bring up some stats, but I let Luis be the stat tracker, bro. I'm not no stat tracker.
All right, Tom Ross, sudden death, dog. Debunk that bullshit, man.
Go get your app, bro. Get your NBA app.
Tom Ross, you on mute, bro.
Luis just sent them an app. He knows in sports. They try to help each other. Go.
Hey, check it out. All right, put yourself on mute. Hey, first of all, someone's feelings is hurt, but we gonna let them breathe. LeBron James is not a winner by any stretch of the imagination. He's not a winner. You play basketball to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So every year you played that you didn't win the championship, you lost. Period. No matter how far you went, you lost. When you run track, it's one winner. The gold medal is the winner. Everybody else receives medals. You win gold. You receive silver. And you receive bronze.
Yes.
So I got the eight finals in a row, and I lost 6 of them. Means you're probably the biggest loser in NBA history. You're actually making LeBron look bad by bringing up how many times he's fucking lost in the finals. That's not a good argument. Now, there's this myth that says LeBron James makes teammates better. Does it? Because statistically, LeBron James makes teammates worse. Kevin Love had worse numbers without LeBron James. D Wade had worse numbers without LeBron James. And don't say he made him a champion because D Wade made LeBron a champion. D Wade was a champion first. Mm-hmm. These guys that Chris Bosh had worse numbers without with LeBron James. LeBron James actually takes away from your game. So he don't make players better. It's a difference between him and Kobe. Kobe makes players champions. Michael Jordan makes players champions. But I use Kobe because Kobe pretty much had a different ensemble around him every time he played. It was like a different roster. And still he brought their ass to the championship. So to make someone better is more than winning regular season games. When LeBron James does, he makes himself statistically better, or at least plateau to his default numbers, 27, 6, and 6. Everyone else can suck it. LeBron James gets to 27, 6, and 6, and he quits playing. Period. Everybody else can suck it. You're holding a guy to such regard that can't even shoot 80% at the free throw line. You're holding a guy in such regard that is literally a self-check. When you step off LeBron James, give him about 2 feet, and let him shoot, it's the best defensive move you can make. It's to let him shoot wide open. When have you ever seen someone let Kobe Bryant shoot wide open shots? You would get murdered if you let Kobe Bryant shoot wide open shots. He would probably drop 60 or 70 points if you gave him wide open shots. Those are free throws. It's a difference, man. And anybody that can't see that is somebody who don't want to see it. LeBron James is good for this. LeBron James is good for giving you a facade of working hard, but there's no proof. It lacks proof. He's actually working hard. You're 6'8", you're 260 pounds, but yet an unathletic Larry Bird averages more rebounds than you. That means you're not working hard. That means you don't want to bang down low. You're a closer, you're so-called clutch, but you just lost a playoff game because you can't hit free throws. He just lost a playoff game because he can't hit free throws. I'm going to blame on everybody else. That game was a winnable game. LeBron James lost that game. He lost that game. You think Michael Jordan would have lost that game? That was winnable? And all he got to do was hit a couple of free throws? You think Kobe would have lost that game? That's winnable? Not a game that they down 8 with 40 seconds left. This is a game that's within their reach. They can ice the game at the free throw line. LeBron James, he breaks 2 free throws. You can't be great if you're not good at the basics, man. It's called brilliant on the basics. If you're not brilliant at the basic things, you're not a great player. Well, you're not a legendary player. Because the stats is going to put LeBron James greatness. Because they let anybody in the NBA Hall of Fame nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a good man. This is all stats. But when your eyes telling you, if you know anything about basketball, yeah, hey, I can't see nobody else in the chat. Did they all get deleted? Your eyes telling you is that LeBron James, as good as he is, needs more work. And this is year 17. He needs more fine-tuning.
But check this out, bro.
Hold on, Jalik. You get your turn. Get your turn. You gonna get your turn. Hold on.
And then you misquoted me. You said I said that if a player is more excited than me, he's better. I never said that. I was saying the reason why LeBron James won't be remembered like Kobe because he was born. Now, what I said was the two players are equal. Who's going to be remembered more? The one that was more exciting, the one who gave you things to remember. Now, Iverson to compare to Kobe. Iverson don't compare to Kobe. Iverson was good. He was great, but he don't compare to Kobe. So how you even comparing them? Then we talk about winning. You're saying, okay, so is Bill Russell better than such and such because he got more rings? But you're not comparing him to somebody that he's equal with. You're comparing him to somebody that he's with. You got to compare Bill Russell to who? Wilt Chamberlain. Right? Then in that case, he is better than him. Because he was a winner. But you can't say, I hate this is LeBron James argument. Okay, so that means Robert Horry is better than Kobe. Because he got more rings. Since when Robert Horry and Kobe is same level in skill? Skills pay the bills. Skills is the most important thing. In my book, more than accolades, more than what the media says, MVP awards, more than anything, is skills. And you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that was more skilled than Kobe Bryant, outside of Michael Jordan. Anybody. You'd be hard pressed. Matter of fact, you can't find nobody that's more skilled than Kobe Bryant outside of Michael Jordan. I'm telling you that right now. Elijah want to come in the second, third, and come in the third place. You can't find them because they don't exist, man. That player has not been born yet. They coming because everything evolved. They coming, but they ain't been born yet. But there's been many players that's been better than LeBron James. LeBron James, to me, still has an uphill battle to surpass Larry Bird. Larry Legend. He's not a legendary guy. He's a great player. He's not legendary. That's two different things, and we getting them fucked up. It's a difference. When Kobe Bryant was playing, he was a living legend. People in Turkey knew who Kobe Bryant was, man. People in Nigeria knew who Kobe Bryant was. People who didn't have access to television knew who Kobe Bryant was. LeBron James still don't have a global brand because he hasn't given anyone anything to remember. Just tomahawk dunks and shootouts. Drive to the lane, run into somebody, throw the ball out, hopefully they hit the shot. If LeBron James takes over this playoff, start knocking out game winners, and start taking the bull by the horns, you'll see how people start respecting him different. But he keep doing the same shit when he lose, blame his teammates, and it's the bubble, and it's everything but him. He's gonna be remembered as a guy that was great but was never a legend. When legends lose, it's on me. Period. That's it. It's no, yeah, man. I don't really have much to work with. You sitting here with all these fucking all-stars, because you said, this one last point I'm gonna make. You said LeBron James didn't need an all-star coach, didn't need a Hall of Fame coach to win. And it's apparent because he's been losing most of his career. Because he didn't have a coach, or he wouldn't listen to a coach. But what LeBron James did have, more than anybody, was top-notch talent. He always playing with two of the top 5 players in the league, or at their position. How you lose in the finals and you got Chris Bosh and D Wade? How you lose? How you lose? You think Kobe Bryant would have lost playing with D Wade? Just alone. They would have locked up anybody. The ball would have been going the other way the whole fucking game. Full court press. But you have Chris Bosh and you had D Wade. Chris Bosh was one of the top 5 players in his position, and D Wade is one of the top 5 players in the league at that time. Still lost in the finals. How does that happen? Then you play with Kevin Love, who's top 5 power forward, and Kyrie, a top 5 point guard. Come on. Then you have all the shooters. We finally seeing
My bad.
We finally seeing what LeBron James is right now because he don't have any shooters. Now, at some point, he gonna have to make big shots. He has nobody to save him. You see the difference? When Kobe was on this championship run, Kobe was making big shots. Every now and then, somebody else was asked to make a big shot, but it was Kobe knocking niggas' dicks in the dirt. LeBron never been that guy. He never been that guy where when he got the ball with 3 seconds left, you were like, oh shit, the game is over. You never thought that about LeBron James. And you lying if you say you did. You never seen LeBron James take an inbound pass and say it's over with. It's bottoms. Get the fuck out of here, man. We already know LeBron James is counting on the hit, a last second shot, the game is over with. We know that, man. And if you put him on the line, it's even worse. LeBron James is a self-check. He can never be greater than Kobe Bryant, man. Because he's a self-check. You could just stand off and then let him shoot the goddamn ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, compare these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good for banter, but the argument lacks luster. It's not a real argument.
All right, Jaleel. What's your counter to that?
Put that Maya Angelou quote that you put up there up. I don't know why you did that to yourself. He knows his sports. Put that quote up. You said
I'll put it there. That ain't got nothing to do with LeBron though, and you don't make me feel certain type of way.
It does because it's about how you make people feel. Look at how he make his people feel. He talked down on them. He's a tyrant, bro. He's like he's better than everybody. All he care about is
you mean he make him feel like participation award? You know this whole participation award era stuff. Just arriving to the party instead of winning. That's LeBron. That's how he made me feel. He made me feel that you don't have to compete.
LeBron got schools. People feel very well. He's giving people an image to live up to. Hey, check this out. The difference between Jordan and LeBron, you know how some fathers they think they being a good father because they pay child support, but LeBron is actually in his children's lives. That's the difference between Jordan and LeBron. Some niggas like, yeah, I pay child support. I'm a good dad. That's Jordan. He just throw money out there. He doesn't do nothing. So you talking about how he make people feel. LeBron make people, his influence across the world is way bigger. Now,
what does that have to do with basketball, Jaleel? Damn, this is the problem with LeBron. You gotta use non-basketball stuff to tell me how he made me feel. Talk about the basketball court.
About overall,
come on, man.
That makes a difference on how you, as far as like winning, because we can naturally compare different eras. We was talking about different eras before. I know how the era used to be. They used to pass it, dribble for 15, 20 seconds. That's that era. That's done. LeBron is dominating in all the eras. Y'all don't forget. Y'all forget when he was down all those points in the fourth quarter against the Pistons, all the stuff he was doing against the Celtics. Y'all seem to forget that. I know Stat Tracker got some. I know Stat Tracker got the I know Louis Stat Tracker got the clutch stats, but he probably not gonna biv it up because it doesn't fit his confirmation bias. We know LeBron got more game winners than Jordan. Look it up, bro. Look it up. But once again, y'all program because of that Craig Elo shot. I get it, bro. I get it. And as far as let me say this about Kobe Bryant. Like, shout out to Kobe, rest in peace or anything. Kobe, for a minute, if you notice, nobody compares LeBron to Kobe. They go straight to the top and compare him to Jordan. So nobody even compares him to Kobe. All y'all say is that he got more rings. Like, how many times Kobe lost? Kobe lost about 2 or 3 times, but he never had to really.
Hey, Kobe lost only 2 times. Get your facts straight, though.
I said 2 or 3 times. That's what I said. 2 or 3 times.
No, ain't no 2 or 3. It's 2. It's 2. Damn it. He ain't lose 6.
He lost to the Pistons and he lost to the Celtics. Yeah.
There you go.
And then this is crazy because y'all brung up LeBron and y'all say he got lucky. Y'all making excuses for him like it wasn't based on effort. I forget who it was. I think it was Tom Ross that brung up when Homeboy came back in 2015-16 season from 3-1. Y'all said, oh, that doesn't really. I think it was Stat Tracker that said that. Oh, it didn't really count. So how it not really count? If we're going to talk about that, I watched the games with Jordan where, I mean, look at the Utah game. So we going to take that championship away from him? Are we going to take the Utah when he pushed off? Are we going to take that away from him, Stat Tracker?
What push off did he do? What are you talking about, man? Brian Russell was tripping. Brian Russell got shook.
So you gonna
The momentum of him being shook. Jordan just gave him the extra nudge because he already got done up on the dribble, dog. So Jordan just said, here, since you about to fall, let me push your ass. That's what he did.
When Jordan was playing, it was less stars. It was stars, but it was less superstars than it is now because you got Curry, Westbrook. The whole NBA was revolved around Jordan. That's why they was able to hide the fact that he had the gambling situation. And now we don't even know the truth until it's like almost 30 years later. Imagine that happening right now. So he had the media under his tail, like everything revolved around Jordan and the media, bro. I'm trying to tell you this. So
what the fuck they got to do with winning and losing, man?
That's what I'm saying. This is what LeBron do. They go off of context. Stick on the context, dog. You know why you can't talk about LeBron winning? You can't talk about his basketball? You know why you can't do that, Jaleel? Because there's nothing there. So you got to give me outliers, man. Come on, man. You slim pickings, dog. I thought you was coming with that real. Come on, dog.
All y'all revolving y'all argument around is the fact that he got more championships. So everybody know that. And if that's
it's not about the championships. Here's the argument. LeBron lost 6 times in the NBA Finals. That's Guffo greatest finals failure of all time material. Now, if you tell me LeBron is the best loser ever, I'll give you credit for that. But then to say he's the greatest of all time, higgity fucking hush. No, he's not.
He can do everything they do plus more, bro. I'm telling you.
And where's the proof in that? Where?
Proof. He's got the stats. He the stat tracker. I don't even feel like bringing up this.
Because if you say he's supposed to do everything and more, it's supposed to translate in winning. Where is the winning? He got 3 NBA Finals. He went to the NBA Finals 9 times, and he's an abysmal 33.3%. That's horrible, man. Only in baseball, 33.3% average is good. Then no other sport.
Right.
No other sport. Let me ask you this: how are they way better shooters than him when he had his field goal percentage is better than Jordan and his 3-point.
How's his field goal percentage better than MJ? Who told you that lie? Who told you that lie? Who told you that lie? If you're gonna look at Jordan's career field goal percentage and LeBron, they don't even match up. So who told you that lie?
Making it seem like he can't even shoot. His stats is, I mean, come on, bro. He got better. He shoot better from the 3-point line. Y'all got to give him credit, bro. I get it. I mean, I don't know. Did you go to one of them games? He knows.
All right, Jaleel. Go ahead and mute for a second. Jacob Lonewolf, counter that nonsense, man.
Yeah, Jaleel, that's what I'm saying, right? This is why we bring up LeBron all the time, because what he knows his sport is doing is he's counteracting the mainstream media because they always bring up his name all the time, right? And the thing with LeBron, right, for a guy to have all that talent, to have all that size and that height, and to be 3 for 9 in the NBA Finals is unacceptable, man. That's why we always talk about him. Like, this guy had the most potential and he's wasted it. Now he's in his 17th year, and they're comparing him to MJ with all the meltdowns that he's had. Come on, man. This guy allowed everybody to eat in his era. He allowed Clay to eat, Steph, KD, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Kawhi, and the whole 9. He allowed all these players to eat. And during that 2017-2018 NBA Finals, KD made LeBron his bitch. That's flat out. He's LeBron's bitch. Let's keep it real. That's just simple. It is. And when they compare him to MJ, he's MJ's bitch. He's bitch.
Hold on, Jaleel. You gonna get your opportunity. Let Jacob finish, though. It's sudden death. You always get your round. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hold on. Let me go. So instead of bringing up all these ad hominem attacks on us, actually bring up like facts. Stop trying to insult us. Stop trying to insult our intelligence, bro. Stop trying to be a troll. MJ and Kobe, come on, man. You can't compare LeBron to those guys. Come on. Then he's not even on the same stratosphere on Kobe and MJ. These guys brought more to the game of basketball when they left the game. They actually changed the game. Look at Kobe's global presence worldwide in China. I remember watching those Olympic Games, where he came in the clutch during that 2008 game against Spain or something like that. you know, and he was the one making all these clutch shots, and LeBron was cheering him on like a cheerleader, you know. And LeBron this guy has he's played with 4, 5, 6 All-Stars, right? MJ and Kobe only had 1 All-Star on their team their whole championship run. Kobe had 2. He had Pau Gasol and Shaq. MJ had Scottie. LeBron had D Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie, Kevin Love. Now he has AD, and he's still 3 for 9 in the NBA Finals. It only took Kobe 2 All-Stars and MJ 1 All-Star for Kobe to win 5 out of 7 NBA championships, and for Jordan to win 6 out of 6 NBA championships. Can you imagine if Michael played with Anthony Davis, or Kobe played with the D Wade or Chris Bosh? Come on, man. You're not just talking about the offensive end, but you're talking about on the defensive end, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'll give you credit, you know, during that 2012-13 season, LeBron was dominant, you know? But I think that was pretty much his good season. After that, you know, this guy, man, his career is almost like he's wasted his potential. That's all I can say, you know? And during that 2017-2018 NBA Finals, KD made him his bitch, you know? And when you bring up Michael Jordan being a tyrant, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with beta males. If you let MJ come you deserve to be his bitch. You deserve for him to be a tyrant to you. Because a true alpha male is not going to let another man talk to him like that, you know? That's what MJ tried to do with Kobe. But Kobe didn't fall for his fuck shit. And he came at Mike. You know, he didn't want to be Mike. He learned from the best, but he wanted to be his own man. LeBron is not an alpha male because he's trying to be Michael Jordan instead of being the first LeBron, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's basically like a fraud, you know? He's the biggest fraud that there's ever been because he's trying to be someone he's not, you know? And whenever he tries to emulate Michael Jordan is so inferior, so primitive, you know? Just everything he tries to do. And you bring up all these things like what he's doing outside. Now, I will agree with you on that. But the thing with LeBron is that he's not on the level of a Muhammad Ali or people like that who actually, you know, were in like that actually made it change. And that's one thing I will say about MJ. We all can admit he's not the best human being. He has his flaws, you know. He hasn't always done well, you know, himself. But the thing with LeBron, he plays to people's emotions. He uses the 27th law of power to play to people's emotion. He has a little cult-like following, you know. Mm-hmm. When you see him wear I think he was wearing the mega hat the other day with Breonna Taylor, right? Where was this guy during the George Floyd situation? He didn't. This guy basically he was pushing for the NBA to come back when these players were trying to fight for a social cause. You know, look at his former teammate Kyrie. Kyrie's not on the level of LeBron, but he's doing way more impact than LeBron. Kyrie brought up, hey, you know, what the NBA is doing. Why don't we create our own league? You know, that's what Kyrie did. You know, his teammate Avery Bradley didn't come in the bubble because he was trying to fight for the Black Lives Matter movement. And he had family issues. You know. So LeBron, he's trying to come back to the NBA. He basically pushed for the NBA to come back because he wants to win his 4th ring. Because he knows, because this year we were saying that the Clippers were going to win. But once this pandemic happened, things changed, you know. And with the way things are going, you know, unfortunately I have to say that the Lakers, with the way things are going, they're going to win, you know, this championship. But, you know, he knows, like, I remember the other day you got on Dame Lillard. I think you said the Lakers might even sweep the Portland Trailblazers. Dame Lillard got 1 game. The Portland got 1 game.
I said Portland can win, but I never said that. I said Portland can actually.
I'm not saying
you. No, you're talking about me. I said Portland gonna lose. They're gonna lose in 5 or 6 games. Not a sweep. They'll get 1 or 2 games, but they're gonna lose because the NBA and Nike they love recoup, they love investment. They put $90 million on LeBron. There's no way LeBron's gonna lose that. And people have to understand how big that shit is.
Absolutely, you know. And the thing with LeBron is that I see him lose games that he's meant to dominate, you know. LeBron has, that's why we get on him so much, because, like, the guy with that potential, he should be making everyone his bitch, you know. With a guy with a size like that, he should be dominating everybody, you know. But when I see him play sometimes in games, these guards make him look like his bitch, you know. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. How you going to make a 6'2" guard like Dame Lillard make you his bitch, or all these other guys like a Steph Curry? Steph Curry is a high octane beta. And Steph Curry made LeBron his bitch. You know, he ate up LeBron, you know? You know, what Steph Curry is 3 for 5 in the NBA Finals? And he has the same championship as LeBron, who has 9 tries in the NBA Finals. You know, there's so much error in LeBron's career, man. You can talk about the 2011 meltdown, you know, the 2007 series against the Spurs. Now I know he was solo. I know they didn't have the right the teammates around him to go match up against the Spurs. But listen, you know, they backed off him like the Dallas Mavericks. They let him shoot. They let him self-sabotage, you know. And when we talk about superstar players, the only way you can beat a superstar player is if you play great team defense on them. If you have a better team, you know. The thing with Kobe and MJ, when they lost, they never self-sabotaged themselves. You know, maybe during the early part of their career when they were learning, but there was always progression. You know, they got to a level where they weren't sabotaging themselves in games and in series and in NBA Finals. LeBron has done that many times because he doesn't really shoot that well from the foul line. But he's a career 73% from the free throw line. You know, like that's like a center percentage on a free throw line. You know, that's like usually where centers shoot at. You know, this guy should be shooting in the 80 percentile. You know, but he doesn't have a great free throw percentage as well. You know, he lacks on defense, even though he's capable of it. You know, he's a decent passer, but you know, whenever I watch him play, the thing with basketball. Let me talk. The thing with MJ and Kobe is they mastered the fundamentals to the point where they could actually be flashy. So whenever they were playing and they're winning games, they also did in style. You know, they did they pulled off certain moves that I had never seen before. That's what being a superstar is. You know, is being innovative. It's not, it's winning at the same time, but also being innovative at the same time. LeBron, on the other hand, he just wants to win in his own way. You know, and when things get tough, he quits. You know, he quits. You know? And I haven't seen this guy done any innovative moves. You know, like I can't count on like certain moves that he's done that has made me say, "Wow." Maybe lucky shots that he shot, but other than that, like his dribbling is basic at best. He doesn't have great handles for, you know, he doesn't shoot, he doesn't have great form, you know, he doesn't shoot well, you know, basically he doesn't shoot well from three-point line, you know. And I've just seen him go up against players, you know, like Kawhi bet him twice this year. Obviously he bet Kawhi twice this year as well, but that game, the games that they bet the Clippers, it's always been close, you know. Or maybe there may have been missed foul calls where the Clippers could have actually swept them this series, you know. So when I see LeBron play, there's so much faults throughout his entire career for him to not even be on this discussion of a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Why are we even comparing him to the likes of a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant? He's not even on Magic and Larry's level, you know. He's not even on their level, you know. So this guy, man, like he's the biggest fraud that I've ever seen, you know, and that's why for someone like me who basically could have been brainwashed, like you, with obviously the mainstream media programming your mind and basically saying that LeBron is the GOAT, I could have been easily manipulated. But obviously, me playing basketball and seeing, you know, judging basketball at the highest level, I was like, nah, you know, and I listened to guys like he knows and basically looking at the game and studying the game and seeing the type of impact that Kobe and MJ had on the game that LeBron, you know, can never have, you know. So that's all I gotta say, man.
All right, Jalik, the floor is on yours, man.
Nah, because
it's another outlier.
There you go, bringing up excitement again. I bet you probably Dr. J is better than Larry Bird, don't you? Because he used to dunk, don't you? Don't you? That's how you sound, bro. You sound like you think Dr. J is better than Larry Bird because he can dunk, bro. The game doesn't work like that.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
That's how you.
I actually brought up that. No, go ahead.
You keep saying, "Oh, because he does this, he's more exciting, bro." You never seen LeBron dunk on Jason Terry? Come on, bro.
You're basically mixing up my words. When I was basically talking before, I was bringing about LeBron's career, the times that he's failed, and I was basically talking about the times that MJ and Kobe, what they've done, how they've impacted the game, what they've done, and you know, to win championships, you know. So come on, man.
What was they doing? What was they doing when they was 35 years old? Was they leading the league in assists, having more assists than actual point guards like Chris Paul, who's considered a pure point guard? Come on, bro. He's 35 years old, bro. Still dominant.
Jacob, don't fall for it. Jacob, don't fall for it. He's just doing hyperbole.
No.
The thing with Jalik is Jalik is a poor man's version. He's a poor man's version of hyperbole. He wish he could do hyperbole like me. He's just trying to mess you up with hyperbole. That's all it is. That's all he's doing, hyperbole.
I know y'all probably got all the Jordans. Y'all probably just 15,000 Jordans. Y'all be standing in line at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna be able to convince y'all that LeBron is better.
Nah, that's not me, man. I
don't own any presents.
That ain't me. I have too much of an abundance mindset to do that. That's probably people that don't got nothing to do with their time, though.
He got all the Jordans. He's standing in line at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Nah, I don't have no pairs of Jordans.
Nah, no pairs of Jordans, though. See, this is the thing, man. LeBron toys have no substance. Richy Rich, Barry.
No. All right, go. It don't matter. I'll go because what y'all saying is like. It's not saying he does everything Jordan does, plus he got more to his game, and he's just a better.
What more does he have to his game?
Teammate, bro. Have you ever worked with a tyrant? Have you ever worked with somebody that?
Let me explain something real quick. Let me explain something real quick. A tyrant and a king. A tyrant. The definition of a tyrant is a cruel and obsessive government or ruler. A tyrant would be Hitler. Michael Jordan is not Hitler. Only to LeBron Tars, Michael Jordan is Hitler. You know why? Because he represents what basketball is supposed to be, competitiveness at its highest levels. LeBron Tars just want to participate. No. See, you got to understand, people that root for LeBron have the same personality that LeBron has. LeBron has a personality of participation. Just like he said earlier, achievement to him was LeBron James getting to 8 times in the NBA Finals. That's participation, though. That's not winning. That's not achievement. If I got to the dance 8 times, but I didn't win, I would want to slap myself. It's about competition. See, you are part of this participation award era. There's a competition award era. And what you mad and hot and bothered like grits about is the fact that Jordan debunked LeBron with The Last Dance. The Last Dance shift the balance or shift the pendulum swing back to MJ 2-3 to go. And LeBron Tars don't know how to handle it. I see you hot and bothered like grits. I get it. LeBron is like that too. That's why LeBron said I got to do a basketball documentary and put 50 motherfuckers on it. When MJ was doing it, he was there by himself. Come on, man.
Hey,
once a LeBron Tard, always a LeBron Tard.
Why didn't we win before Phil Jackson came? Can you explain that without making an excuse? Go ahead.
I can explain that. LeBron James, did he win? No. He never countered that. You know me. I could counter you all day, straight for straight. Did LeBron win? Without Pat Riley? Did LeBron win without Pat Riley? He needed a legendary coach. You always talking about this legendary coach stuff. The guys already told you. Yes, Jordan did not win without Phil Jackson. Yes, Kobe did not win without Phil Jackson. But you know why your argument is weak? Because every great player needs a great coach. This is in all sports.
Why didn't he
hush?
First round?
Hush.
He's Superman.
Hush. Now, Richy Rich, go ahead and eat to him, dog. I'm done, dog. Eat to him real quick, dog.
Better
all great players need great coaches. Come on, Jalik. What are you talking about, man? You boring us right now. Richy Rich, eat to him.
Better than Jordan. Jordan did better than Scotty.
All right, Jalik. You said what you had to say. You said what you had to say. Now it's Richy's turn.
Jalik, man. You might as well just dig the hole and bury yourself right now, bro. Seriously, because that's what you've been doing that to yourself the whole show. Come on now, man. Listen. I can already tell you emotional, bro. You out here talking about Michael Jordan, child support, him not paying child. Michael, just like Michael Jordan got you up bothered like Chris. This guy talking about Michael Jordan not paying child support to his kids. What? Hey man, bury yourself, man. Seriously, man. you know, no man, but you know MJ's personal life like that. I'm pretty sure he takes care of his kids, man. You out here bringing some unfalse stuff to this show, talking about this man don't pay child. What? Listen, man, Michael Jordan got you. I can already tell when that Last Dance came on, bro. You probably destroyed your television. You probably picked up a shoe into it, right straight at the TV, and smashed that thing, boy, beyond repair. Listen, hey, man, listen, bro.
LeBron James is not on Michael Jordan's level. He's not on KB's level. He's not meant. He can't be mentioned with those guys. Like I said, too many blemishes on his career. It don't matter how much proactive, how much Neutrogena this man use on his face. The blemishes are still there, and they will not come off, man. All right? It is what it is, man. At the end of the day, man, listen, at least he won some titles. That's what he won some titles. But guess what? He took a shortcut to win those championships. He had to take a shortcut. Imagine if MJ decided he wanted to team up with Larry Bird and Magic. How many titles would Michael have sitting right now? He probably have 10 or 11 championships. Imagine if KB wanted to team up with T-Mac and KG. How many championships Kobe sitting on right now? Come on, dog. Listen, don't start our intelligence, man. Your man took the easy way out, and he only got 3 titles to show for it. Woo. I just want you to let that ponder to you right now. This man only got 3 titles to show for taking the easy way out, taking a shortcut. That's embarrassing. Come on, listen. That right there should silence you for the rest of the show right there. Listen, you these other past greats, they come out there and they take a shortcut, and they only got 3 championships to show for it. Come on, man. Listen, man. LeBron is all hype, man. He's a great player, just like Tom Ross said, great talent. But he ain't a legendary player. He's not. He ain't a legend. Because if a legend would have took his route, listen, they're not losing. They want to take an easy path. They ain't losing. You giving a legend weapons like LeBron has had these past 10 seasons. They ain't losing. They barely losing. They going. Listen, they going on a reign of championship. They going on a monopoly. They gonna try to listen. You see what they did to Bill Gates when they asked him, when they told him to break apart some of his Microsoft because he basically took up over the whole computer game, the whole PC game. That's exactly what they probably would have been doing to Jordan if he took the path LeBron did. If he went and teamed up with certain superstars, certain super friends. LeBron James teamed up with super friends and he only got 3 titles to show. He went 50% with D Wade and Chris Bosh. Let that sink in for a minute. This man needed, dude. This man needed he went 7th game against a KD list Golden State Warriors team, and he needed to get Draymond suspended, Andrew Bogut to get hurt, Andre Iguodala to get hurt. Bro, listen, so much ether coming your way, man. Listen, I'm gonna turn you into blue fog, dog. Seriously, man. You don't want this heat. You don't want this fire, man. Because listen, you sound like a broken record right now. That's what so much redundancy coming out. Listen, LeBron James, man. Listen, it's like you trying to not focus on his blunders. You just trying to you trying to bring up social and listen. They don't expose LeBron for what he is. He's a fake social justice guy. He just says something at the spur of a moment. Listen, this guy has a lot of social followers. Just like my big bro mentioned to me the other day. He's very popular. He knows his place in social media, and he's gonna use his platform and uses it wisely. Like that whole Taco Tuesday crap. LeBron James is oversaturated. He's oversaturated. Hey, he's oversaturated. You know. There's a thing when you oversaturate yourself. People get tired of you, bro. He's oversaturated to himself. At some point, people gonna get tired of that man. You lost that many, and you out here trying to put people don't want to see a loser.
He knows the sport. Why?
Hold on, Jaleel. Hold on. Hey, I don't need to. Hold on, Jaleel. Hold on. Let Richy Rich finish. I don't need to go because when you hear Richy Rich talk, that's like me, dog. So I don't need to go. You getting buried right now. So just get your burial, dog. Hey, hold on. Let Richy Rich finish.
Hey, no, man. Listen, I don't have to bury him. He done buried himself.
Go ahead, Jaleel. Because Louis chomping at the bits for your ass. So go ahead, Jaleel.
You don't want to spit hypotheticals. Y'all can't explain.
Let me just say one more thing. Let me say one more thing, Jaleel. LeBron's been in this league for 17 years, dog. Just think about it. Jordan has been retired since 2003. He came back and he played for the Wizards. That really wasn't something serious. He just came back to see if he could still do it against these young cats. This man still sells more than any of these damn players. Let that sink in for a minute. You said LeBron's brand is bigger. He's a bigger global icon than Jordan. Blasphemy, dog. You listen. Stop with the lies, man. Jordan is still outselling all these NBA players, man.
Because of
Just like you talking about. People standing out. Yeah, people are still standing outside line and waiting for their Jordan. Because hey, listen, that's how mystique Jordan is. That's how much a lock he has on that game right now. And LeBron will never reach that. You know that straight up.
But he
got you hot and bothered like grits.
He got his LeBrons. He got his LeBrons, but he also does things for the community. So he's impact. Richard, Richard, sports. Why Michael Jordan didn't stand up for Craig Hodges when he was speaking about racial issues? Action boy, he knows.
I can tell you, Jalik. I can tell you. Michael Jordan is apolitical, dog. Go ahead, Jalik. Go ahead.
Why didn't he speak up for Craig Hodges? That's one. And why did he? If he's all he cares about is sneakers, but it's like he don't gotta soul his, like, as long as these guys buy Michael Jordan sneakers, it doesn't matter. All he care about is money. That sound desperate to me. That sound like
has nothing to do with basketball. Man, this is what LeBron tardism is. You ain't giving me nothing about LeBron's game because you don't have nothing, dog. Come on, man. Give me LeBron's game. Don't talk about social
let me answer him.
stuff.
I want to hear his question.
Talking about
brand.
Part of your brand, ain't it? What you do outside of the sport, that's part of your brand. So y'all wanted to bring up the brand, so I'm just telling you about the brand. Why didn't he stand up for Craig Hodges or nothing? And the metaphor I use about child support is dudes that think that because they give child support that they're being a great daddy. That's the metaphor I was using. I'm sure he's a good father. I was just using that as a metaphor to show you that just because you give money to a certain cause, but actually being involved with the cause and doing certain things has a deeper impact, which affects your popularity. Jordan has more popularity than probably anybody. We agree with that. But the brand that LeBron Brains has with helping people, because me personally, I'm all about helping people. You know what I'm saying? It look at Jordan. He looked like I don't want to get into it because I like Jordan, but I want to explain from you. Maybe the stat tracker, because he got his app on his phone. Maybe stat tracker can explain why he didn't win past the first round. Now, stat tracker, what's the excuse, stat tracker? Why didn't he win past the first round?
Louis, get ready to bury this motherfucker now.
Louis gonna cook you, boy. You've been waiting to cook you.
Go ahead, bro. Like, y'all can't explain it. Y'all just switching the stories. Explain why he didn't win if he's Superman.
Ain't no stories being switched, man. You just learn you getting buried, dog. You getting buried. Go ahead, Louis.
Pippen do better when they both was. Why Pippen do better without Jordan and Jordan done better than Jordan did without Pippen? They almost made it to the finals without Jordan. But when Jordan, and then what did he do in Washington if he's Superman? He was around the same age as LeBron. LeBron is in the finals, #1 seed. Come on, bro. He can't fuck with LeBron. LeBron is the GOAT. Easy. Easy. What was he doing?
Hey, that's why we're gonna have round 2 tomorrow. You got buried today, but we're gonna bury your ass more tomorrow. Go ahead, Louis.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, listen. Listen, you funny, bro, because the funny thing is that you use stats to protect LeBron just yourself as you talking about how I'm using stats. You talked about the 8 straight finals. Didn't he go to 2 different teams to keep that streak alive? Isn't the 8 straight finals a stat? Because according to your logic, he did that all by his goddamn self. He played with who? Kyrie Irving. He played with who? Kevin Love, who he asked to trade for when he came back to Cleveland. And the funny thing is, didn't I say that when LeBron came, when he leaves and comes back, I'm sure that's a stat, that the roster changes, because I don't remember that being a stat. Since I'm all about stats, then I'm gonna just throw another one down. Since 2010, since he joined the Miami Heat, he's been part of 42 different trades when it comes to his rosters. If you're that great, why do you have to consistently trade your rosters each and every single time? 42 trades. 42.
God,
okay, now you talk. Okay, then hold on. Then you're saying about how LeBron is building schools for the community and Jordan's paying child support. Listen, I've already said this already. Maybe you weren't listening when I said he got his ass kicked by the Detroit Pistons. I also said that he got his ass kicked in the first 3 rounds. I said he got his ass kicked in the first 6 years. I said that in the very beginning. I also said that when you measure a player in terms of where you have them on your all-time greatest list, it's subjective. And I told you what I measure in terms of great players in terms of my ranking. I told you statistical dominance, accolades, and winning. I said that in the very beginning of the video. But I mean, not in the beginning of the video. Sorry, I meant when I was speaking on the first round. But that's what I said, and I also said that Jordan got his ass kicked the first 6 times. I said that. When did I say that? When did I say Jordan was superhuman that he couldn't get out the first round? I said he got his ass kicked. He lost. It don't matter how you try to defend it. He lost. He lost. That's it. Now you and like I said before. So you want to come with the whole branding thing with Jordan and stuff like that. And like I said, I agree to a certain degree. Jordan could have spoken up because I remember that Craig Hodges was talking about boycotting the NBA Finals. I mean, but it also wasn't just Michael Jordan. He was talking about Magic Johnson, and they both turned it down. And Magic is one of the more popular players like that's ever lived when it comes to basketball history, and everybody knows that. Jordan at that point was the ambassador. So though I do agree with you, he could have spoken up on more social issues. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. Now, The Last Dance may have not shown all the flaws, but they talked about flaws that Jordan had in his career. If you look at everything from going from the start all the way to his last season, then on top of that, you want to talk about the whole, you want to talk about this whole, the marketing with the shoes. Okay, let's go to Hong Kong and China with the whole Daryl Morey thing. What did LeBron say? LeBron, he said that Daryl Morey was missing. He said Daryl Morey was misinformed because it was going to affect everybody's pockets. So the same people that made Jordan sneakers are the same people that make LeBron sneakers. And LeBron still is a subsidiary of Nike, just like Jordan was when he played. The difference is Jordan kind of extended beyond that, while LeBron is still under Nike. It's not like LeBron is really his own guy when you think about it. He's still under contract with Nike. Like that. And again, people love Jordans. Okay, man, like people tend to go crazy and you're saying they kill each other, but see, the thing is that you got to be smart enough to know, especially if you're being raised in a household, man, you know the difference. It's like, again, listen, I've collected Jordans in the past and stuff like that, but I'm not a crazy collector like that. I'm not. And the thing is, I also said that LeBron is one of the greatest to ever do it. You mentioned about assists. Assists is a stat, right? Because he leads the league in assists, and nobody's doing it at 35 years old and year 17. Do y'all remember what happened to Kobe at 35? He got injured. You're just saying that he didn't do that, but I'm saying Kobe in his 17th year was 34 years old. He wasn't 35, but he was 34. And Kobe had an underrated season. He had one of his most underrated seasons ever, leading the Lakers to the playoffs. And did he have talent? He did. But we need to talk about everything that happened in there.
Without making an excuse,
I'm all about stats.
Go ahead. Without making an excuse, because you love to do that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What excuse did I make, though? No. I want you to explain to me what excuse did I make.
You always got some reason why this, and this, and you never give LeBron his credit. You're going to say Kobe teams was trash compared to LeBron. But then you're going to say, oh, because Kobe got hurt. LeBron got hurt last year, too. LeBron got hurt last year. He didn't make it.
You're not listening. See, hold on. You're not listening. You're talking about, see, what you're doing is you're going plurals, bro. See, that's what you're doing. You going plurals. I mentioned one season. I didn't say Kobe's whole career. I mentioned 1 year. 1 year, and you're talking about plurals acting like Kobe's played on trash teams. I never said that. Don't try to twist my words, bro. Don't try to twist my words.
He's doing hyperbole, but the thing with hyperbole is when you do it, you're supposed to make the person's emotions get rattled to the point to where they lose what they're supposed to say. And you're not even doing that. You're making their point stronger, dog. Stop the hyperbole. You bad at it, dog. Leave it to the pro, dog. Leave it to he knows the sport.
Yeah,
when I do hyperbole, I'll fuck you up.
You ain't listen, man.
What's the reason why he do so great in Washington, y'all? What's the reason? And why is Homeboy doing better at the same age? You break that down.
Let me tell you what. Yeah, all right, let me tell you. All right, take a listen. All right. No, take a listen. No, he wants to know what happened in Washington. Did you remember that Jordan was trying to own the team? And the owner said that as long as he put asses in the seats, he was going to be as long as he put asses in seats, he was going to get part ownership. That had nothing to do with basketball and leading the team to the playoffs. Jordan had no intention of coming back. He had no intention. The owner, Abe Poland, told him if you could get asses to fill up in the seats, because Washington was a struggling franchise. The year before that Jordan even returned, they only won 19 games. So when he came back, the thing is, again, you got to watch the games and you have to look at that season, because the thing is, you're also forgetting that Jordan came into that season with broken ribs when he had a scrimmage with Ron Artest before the season even started. And he had to work himself back into shape. Isaiah Thomas, during I think it was the 2001 playoffs, I think it was Peter Vesey, I think, who reported it. He was saying that the way that Michael looked, he was looking in great basketball shape, and he said that he felt that Michael could hang with the young cats of the 2000s. That's out of Isaiah Thomas' mouth, the OG Isaiah Thomas. That's what he said.
But the reason why he ain't making NBA Finals was because his ribs was hurt.
What?
Oh, what's the reason why he didn't win? Because his ribs was hurt. That's
this dude was playing with Kwame Brown, though.
That's his reason. Okay.
Don't get me started.
We all know who LeBron went to the finals with, and then y'all gonna switch and say, "Oh, he a loser because he lost." Come on, bro. LeBron is the GOAT, bro. I respect y'all praying. I can't give the GOAT, bro.
What? Hold on. I don't care if you think LeBron is the GOAT. The problem is you don't hold him accountable for anything. I just told you, how you gonna give a credit for a guy who made 8 straight finals when he went to 2 different teams to do it? You play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and that's why I mentioned the stats, because a lot of LeBron fans keep acting like if them dudes was trash when he got there and that they won nothing without him. I told you, Wade already won a championship. You can say what you want that it was 4 years ago, but that's why I mentioned the stats, and that's why I mentioned that first round. Who did LeBron really play in the first round? Oh, the bottom line is he's undefeated. But that's actually not gloated. And that's why I mentioned the players that played in there. I mentioned about the Celtics. I mentioned about the Wizards. He faced the Wizards 3 years in a row. And I told you he faced 2 teams that didn't even win 40 games that year. When he played the 38-win Bucks, he was on the 66-win Miami Heat team. But according to your logic, he did it all by himself, not knowing that he had a Dwayne Wade and a Chris Bosh on his left and right wing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying here that LeBron is not one of the greatest. I already said that in the beginning, in the first round, that LeBron is one of the greatest to ever play. And I mentioned the 4 MVPs. I mentioned the 3 titles, and I mentioned the 3 finals MVPs. Apparently, you didn't listen to when I said that. So how in the world are you going to sit here and tell me that I'm not giving LeBron credit when I just mentioned the stuff that he's accomplished? I could go on with his defensive teams. I even said he should have been Defensive Player of the Year. So how are you going to sit here and tell me that I'm not giving him credit? I just told you he's one of the greatest. So don't come here and tell me that, you're making all these bunch of excuses. I told you, Jordan was an asshole. This dude is not perfect. I told you about his flaws in The Last Dance. They're not going to show everything, obviously. And I told you he got his butt kicked his first 6 years. Or did you not hear that part like I just mentioned? Because I can go on and on and on about this, man. You got to bring substance to this, bro. You got to bring substance to that. This whole 8 straight finals thing, he deserves some credit, but stop acting like he did it by his goddamn self. And I told you that Phil Jackson, Jordan didn't win until Phil got there. And I said that even when Phil got there, it took him 2 years to win a championship. Scottie Pippen, it took him 4 years to become the player he became until they won. That was all development.
He can't win without his daddy. That's it. He can't win without his daddy. And that's why at the end of the season, he said, you know what, I'm going to retire. That's fine, bro.
But what happened to the second 3P? What happened to the second 3P? His dad was there. He had it harsh, you know? He had it harsh.
No.
Phil Jackson is his dad. Phil Jackson, none of them will be where they are. If you know that Phil Jackson got 11 rings, Kobe 5 and Jordan 6. They can't win without their daddy, Phil Jackson. Shout out to Phil Jackson.
That's because of Kobe.
And he can't win without them.
No.
And he can't win without them.
No. Exactly. But this is why you gotta listen. Listen. They played in the system. I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, great players make great coaches. Did you ever hear that line? Great players make great coaches. It's why Tim Duncan also made Greg Popovich one of the greatest coaches that he is when he was part of those 5 championships. Tim Duncan also made Greg Popovich as much as Greg Popovich made Tim Duncan. Phil Jackson had no track record before he even coached Michael Jordan, man. So don't come with that, bro. I'm telling you. And then also Scottie Pippen.
That was his advance. That was his last resort, Lewis, and he failed. He was using that as his
Hold on,
last
hold on.
I can feel it because he was calling for that at the end, though.
Look, according to him, Scottie Pippen instantly made them an NBA championship as soon as he got there. Same thing with Horace Grant. It took them through 4 years, and they were still playing under Doug Collins the first 2 seasons of their careers.
Exactly.
LeBron had Mo Williams and I forget his name, the 7-footer guy, and
Ilgauskas?
Ilgauskas, and the dude that shoot the 3 from Texas. I think he got a kid with Keisha Cole. What's his name? Gibson.
Booby Gibson.
Daniel Booby Gibson.
And it's crazy. If he had his daddy Phil Jackson, he probably would have won at Washington.
LeBron doesn't play. LeBron is such an egomaniac or a megalomaniac. It's him that hinders himself from wanting to play with a great coach. That's on LeBron. Pat Riley was the only one that whipped LeBron in shape and said, "Look here, Randy Mims, Rich Carter, Maverick Carter, or Rich Paul, whatever the fuck your names are. Get your asses out of there. You're not gonna come up in here and think you're gonna run shit." That's why LeBron won a title, because Pat Riley whipped his ass in shape and showed him what traditional basketball is all about. If Pat Riley never did that, LeBron would have never won. See, LeBron thinks that LeBron is his own coach. That's why his ass is walking around with a 33% NBA Finals average. If he would have humbled himself or humbled himself, he would have had a better NBA Finals average. Paul Silas was actually a pretty freaking good coach. LeBron got him fired because LeBron couldn't take the fact that his megalomaniac ways was getting put in check. Because you know why they fired Paul Silas? Because Paul Silas was not having that crap from LeBron James. He kept checking him. And LeBron went and cried to the management and got him fired. LeBron is notorious for this. Don't get me started on LeBron. LeBron does too many things that tries to benefit his favor, but it actually backfires, because when it's all said and done, you know what you just did? In the class A narcissist form, you just told me how much of a narcissist LeBron was. You didn't tell me how much of a winner he was. And then the other part of it is this. You showcased yourself as the biggest. You know what? I'm no longer going to give that title to Freddie Gee. You own that damn title. You the biggest LeBron tard ever, because you sat here and gave us nothing but hyperbole. You sat here and gave us nothing but outliers that has nothing to do with basketball. If that's your defense for LeBron, then like Jay-Z told Nas, you went from top 10 to not diction at all. That's so lame. Switch up your shit, dog. Your shit is garbage, dog. You trying to kick knowledge? That's what you did, man. You didn't kick knowledge. You kicked garbage. See, this is what you got to understand. This panel right here, this panel finished you, man. That's why we did the sudden death. Because I was thinking that you was going to come in here, you was going to give us something that was going to be something we ain't never heard before, and then maybe it was going to make us think. But you know what you just did? You showcased to us what a typical LeBron tar sounds like. A guy who's hot and bothered like grits because of the competitive fire of a Michael Jordan, competitive fire of a Kobe Bryant. So now you have to use outliers. You have to talk about LeBron James' fake socially aware ass, fake social awareness bullshit. Going after Donald Trump, and going after Drew Brees instead of saying, look, NBA, we need to shut the season down. That's a radical movement. That's what social awareness is all about. We have COVID-19 going on right now. We have BLM going on right now. If LeBron wanted to showcase he was socially aware, he would have said, look, NBA, I don't give a damn what y'all think. He's a little puppet. We're going to shut the season down. He didn't do that. You know why? Because he wants to win a fraudulent, fluky, on-the-spot NBA championship. He wants to win a least pass of resistance NBA championship because he doesn't like to compete. This is the low participation award era for a reason. He doesn't like to compete. LeBron likes to make the stakes as easy as possible for him because he knows that's the only way that he can freaking win. Look at all the NBA championships he won. It was the easiest possible scenario. Everything had to work in his love favor for him to win. LeBron can't win off of just him. Give me the ball and get the hell out of my way. He don't even know what the hell that means. That's what Lewis, when you attacking Lewis off of stat, no, it's not stat checking, it's fact checking your ass. When you trying to attack Jacob Lonewolf is just basically giving you what I call advanced level stuff that's just going over your head. You just ain't catching it. Richy Rich is napalming you. And Tom Ross, we don't even want to talk about it. He just separated the weak from the strong, dog. What you came here and did is you showcased to us that what we already knew, our basketball knowledge was superior to yours. We already knew it going in.
Yo,
We just wanted you to get on the line, get smoked up, and that's it. Go ahead, Lewis.
No, he knows. Real quick, because I gotta go and stuff like that. But I just want to say salute to Jalik. You know, like I said, not personal, man. Like I said, we just debated basketball. Salute to you. Tom Ross, take care. Richy Rich, take care, man. Jacob Lonewolf, and he knows the sport. And I'm just end it with one point. I know you said Jalik, imagine MJ without his daddy, Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. Just imagine LeBron without Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and now who we playing with? Anthony Davis. Because if LeBron's so great, why did he need all those players to win? Mic check. I'm gone.
He was
Napalm.
He wasn't.
Napalm.
Don't mean nothing, bro. Let me.
Yeah, you just got
Napalm, Jalik. Go ahead, get your last talking in, and then everybody else gonna close out. We're gonna start over Tom Ross.
Imagine Michael Jeffrey Jordan without his daddy. We already seen it. He couldn't get past the first round. He couldn't win without Pippen. That goes to show you who Michael Jordan really is. But we can't take nothing away from him because he's definitely one of the greatest. And I'm not trying to convert y'all. Y'all think he's great. And that's fine. And I know a lot of people is watching. They probably collect Jordans in their thing. I'm not disrespecting Jordan. I respect the man to the fullest. I appreciate he knows his sports. Lewis.
We appreciate you, Jalik, but here's the problem. You disrespected Jordan when you say LeBron is better than him. But go ahead, dog.
Now, I appreciate you having me on here. Jacob, shout out to you. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Tom Ross. But just remember, bro, you got to think beyond just stats, bro. Stats isn't everything. You can't just say a guy is better because they got more championship rings. If that's the case, then you're going to have to say Bill Russell is better. Y'all be making things up. You know what I mean? The game, it revolves around more than stats. LeBron's chemistry, he can fit in with any type teammate, and he just a better player. And look why Michael Jordan didn't win when he's in Washington if he's Superman. Why?
Jordan was old, man. You talking about a washed up old Jordan? What are you talking about? I say your argument is weak, man.
How is he washed up when LeBron is as an MVP front runner at 35 years old? Make that make sense.
Jordan was washed up, man. He was done. He retired.
Jordan didn't win because he was playing with a
what are you
lot
talking
of
about?
You need
What
to
are
make
you talking about?
LeBron ain't washed up.
LeBron is washed up. LeBron has lost. LeBron has lost. See, let me explain something to you. You're a LeBron tard. You're a LeBron tard, and you don't even know this. LeBron has lost 7 steps to his speed. His speed ain't the same. The old LeBron James at his highest levels used to crab dribble the hell out of your ass and burn you with the first step. LeBron can't do that shit no more. You know why he can't do that no more? You know why LeBron can't do that no more? Because he ain't got no first step. LeBron got a 7th step. That's what he got now.
But an MVP candidate. Jordan wasn't. And
how's he an MVP candidate? He's an MVP candidate because you LeBron Tar say he's an MVP candidate. Anthony Davis is the real MVP
Jordan
on that damn team.
Wasn't an MVP
He's in
candidate
90% of the statistical categories. What are you talking about, man?
Why Jordan ain't win? Because he ain't have it.
He wasn't an MVP candidate.
Anyways,
last year.
Let's close this thing out. Tom Ross, we're gonna start out with you, man.
Come on, man.
All right. Let's put the kids to bed. Let's put the kids to bed. Okay. A lot of things are being said, and it's just people want to hear themselves because they sound good to themselves. I heard Bill Russell's name come up. Did you know in a lot of people's minds Bill Russell is a GOAT? You saying, oh, Bill Russell got 11. What does that mean? Bill Russell got 11 championships, and he was one of the most athletic persons in the league when he was playing. A lot of people, not my generation, still think he's the GOAT. He has a significant hold on that status. Mm-hmm. LeBron James don't. Period. Why? Because he's a loser. When you lose at a game that you're meant to win at, you start taking away from your GOAT status. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some people say Jordan is the GOAT just because he's undefeated. To me, that's not why he's the GOAT. If he would have had 6 championships that would have lost to, he still would have been in the GOAT status because of the way he played the game. Because of how skilled he was. LeBron James would never be the GOAT just because he's lacking. LeBron James is seriously lacking. Anyone who can't see that is just a LeBron James nut hugger, man. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. But there's a lot of people who watch sports. Hold on, man. Let me see something.
He got to go get his app. He knows his sports.
Yeah. You say that.
He got to go get his app to help him, bro. It's all good, bro. What app y'all use?
App to get him. Come on, man.
What y'all on, Google or y'all on iPhone? What's it called? Heat and Fire? Y'all got an app, bro. I see what y'all got a Heat and Fire app. Shout out to y'all though. Heat and Fire. That's y'all app.
Jalik, boy, with these hyperboles, man. These hyperboles are weak. Hey, study me, dog. If you study me, you gonna get good at hyperboles, dog. You gonna get good at it. You gotta study me more, dog.
On a serious note, bro, I have fun though, bro. I give y'all a rematch. Just anytime with this thing, man.
No. We already closed you out. We gonna reclose you out again tomorrow. Just bring your rabbit ass back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll come through tomorrow, man. I gotta fit, do some stuff around the crib, though. I appreciate y'all, man. Stay safe, be strong out there, man.
All right, man.
Peace. Chat, yeah.
All right, peace. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jalik, the leader. All right, Jacob Lonewolf, close us out, man.
Yeah, that was a well one. That was the first time that you had, LeBron Todd on your panel. So it's definitely, we had fun today. And I'm looking forward.
Oh, we had another one. We had another one before. We chased him off the channel. His name is Freddie Gee. He no longer is part of the channel anymore. Matter of fact, me and Tom Ross chased him off because he was just a LeBron Todd that was actually getting his feelings hurt because we were touching some LeBron Todd nerves along with Richy Rich, and he never came back to the show because his feelings was just so hurt. It was so butthurt to the point to where he had to say, he knows if you don't get Tom Ross or Richy Rich off of your platform, I'm leaving completely. That's how much he was hurt by his LeBron Todd feelings. Well, go ahead, Jacob Lonewolf.
Yeah, and that's what I really wish, like, let's just say this is my dream matchup, right? All five of us, right, against five transsexuals. That would be epic, So if there's any transsexuals in the chat, show your face, like actually come on the live stream. It would actually be more entertaining, At least with Jahil, he actually showed up, so that's one thing I respect about it.
Yep.
We covered today, Rich, you did well, you brought up some great points. Tom Ross, you brought up some great points as usual. Louissportsnetwork, he's always an encyclopedia and, he knows the sport, you always bring that heat and that fire. So I'm ready for tomorrow, it was a great live stream today. So yeah, it was a good live stream.
All right, Tom Ross, go ahead and finish up what you was going to say, bro.
Yeah, man, goddamn senseless, man. They always want to see who lives in the crib. But anyway, what I was trying to say to him was his arguments are arguments I was hearing back in 04, 05, 06. Well, Robert Horry must be the greatest since he got more championships. It's a difference between someone who ride the bench and supporting role and someone who's a main figure in championships. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James as a main figure in championship teams have been on the losing side.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like two dudes are said to be ladies' men in high school. One dude gets to a female house 9 times, only fuck 3 times. One dude get there 3 dudes. One dude get there 7 times, crack 5 times, but he get hit twice. The other dude went 6 times that got hit abroad 6 times. You know what I'm saying? 2 of these dudes really ladies' men. The other dude get lucky. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? 33% is not skill, it's luck. In basketball, that's luck. And think about the way he won his championships. It's always some lucky shot. It's always somebody getting a rebound. Like it's never no dominance. LeBron James has not had a Bulls versus a Jordan versus Blazers dominance. In the finals, he hasn't had a Kobe Bryant versus the Magic dominance where they just ran the show. You can't fuck with him. He hasn't had that. It's always been him in his 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and then somebody else hitting big shots. That's it. So at the end of the day, I hate that we even have to have this conversation, but we're having it. LeBron James has to first surpass Larry Bird. And then we could talk about him surpassing Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? He's down on the run. He's not at that higher echelon just yet.
Facts. Richy Rich, close us out, man.
Yeah, man, this was a fun live. You held it down. He knows Jake, Lonewolf, Tom Ross, Lewis. You got to give it to Jalik, man. He was a easy target, but he stuck in. He ain't run away like some of the other cats in the past. So shout outs to him as well. He stayed and he took his shots. But at the end of the day, man, he was burying himself. We were giving him the rope and he was hanging himself because some of the stuff he was saying, man, it just didn't make sense. Like he was just off point, man. Like he just wanted to. We were trying to keep it strictly basketball and numbers with him, but he was going into other, areas like LeBron's off-court antics and stuff like that, which has nothing to do with what we were trying to, stay on topic with. So, if he's gonna be on the next show, man, try to stay on topic, Jalik. And come with some better points next time, because you got to, man. You gonna get eaten alive. You know what I'm saying? You. But I gotta give it to you though, bro. You stayed in there. You didn't run. So hopefully, man, you could come on the show again, and we're gonna keep beating you up. You're gonna be our punching bag. And appreciate you all in the chat, for giving your viewpoints. Hopefully we can have another great show tomorrow. You guys have a good night and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
Man, listen, man. Appreciate everyone in the panel. See, this is the thing. When you have a star-studded panel like that, in sudden death, you better come cooking. Especially if you're a LeBron tard, you better come with something. Because if you ain't coming with something, man, you're gonna get done up. Lewis was not stat checking, he was fact checking. Tom Ross was separating the weak from the strong. Richy Rich was dropping his cemetery silence. And Jacob Lonewolf is too smart for his own damn good. He was saying stuff that was just a bit too intelligent for the likes of a Jalik. But Jalik's older than you, Jacob, and he was kind of offended by the fact that you're more intelligent than him, even though you're younger than him. So he was trying to divert you. Next time, bro, this is all I want you to do. When he do his hyperbole, take it just from all of us, though. We just sit there and we slap the hyperbole right back in the damn face. That's all you got to do. Slap the hyperbole right back in his face by doing what you did. You see how you picked it up in that second half because you start seeing what we did? All we did is we just basically let him run himself into the dirt. Because here's the thing with LeBron Tards. They like to talk about outliers. That's what they're good at. They can't talk basketball because as soon as they talk basketball, their argument is mush. We know this. That's why we like this. We salivate, all of us. We like, okay, let's see if they could have the audacity to talk basketball. But he's telling you LeBron's the GOAT. Because why? Jordan, child support. What the fuck does that have to do with basketball? Bring that shit right back to basketball. I don't care about Jordan and his child support. I don't care about Jordan and his affairs. I don't care about Jordan and social awareness. We talking about the basketball court. You see how Tom Ross talked about it in a chick fashion? We're talking about it 6 for 6, 5 for 7, 3 for 9. As long as you keep bringing it right back to that, you know what's going to happen, Jacob Lonewolf? LeBron Tards are going to keep sweating until they start getting emotional. And if you saw at the end, Jalik was starting to get a little emotional. Don't worry, we're going to bring his rabbit ass back tomorrow, and we're going to finish re-burying his ass up again tomorrow. But see, this is what I'm talking about. When you're dealing with a panel like this, y'all got to come and bring it. And Jacob gave me an idea that makes a lot of damn sense. I might have to entertain it, but I think I need to find another 4 more LeBron Tards. And the way we're going to do it next time is we just going to have sudden death all around. It's just going to start off as sudden death. It ain't even just going to be, it's going to be Tom Ross versus whoever or whoever versus whoever, and that's it. And this point, when you have a panel that's this good, that's this concrete, and that knows what they're talking about, you could just sit back and narrate, man. Because that's what you guys did. Y'all killed him. And he now is licking his wounds. Anytime you see a LeBron Tard leave the live stream before it's over, That's because they licking their damn wounds. That's all that is, man. We've seen this happen before. They got to go and they have to think about, damn, I was going to come in trying to bury these guys. But now these guys, they hurt my damn feelings. Damn, these guys, they made me hot and bothered like grits. That's what it is, man. It is what it is. But now you know, step your damn game up or get ethered and murked. It's that damn simple, man. So Tom Ross, make sure y'all subscribe to that brother's channel. Comment, like, and share. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jacob Lonewolf's channel. Wealth Dreamers, I see he changed the title. Comment, like, and share. Make sure y'all check out my boy Richy Rich. He gonna be messing with the channel. Gonna be messing with the basketball stream lives. Louissportsnetwork. Make sure y'all check out that brother's channel. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thank you for everyone in the panel that enjoyed this, because you see, only we could get you guys diverted off of the NBA playoffs and talk about a topic that's bigger than the NBA playoffs and still make it exciting. Because right now the NBA playoffs is going on. No one has what we have. We can go off script and talk about something that has nothing to do with the NBA playoffs and make it more exciting. Only we can do that. So we hope and we hope and we appreciate that you guys did what you did. Donate to the platform. Make sure you guys hit that super chat. Make sure you guys, you know what I'm saying, hit the Cash App. We appreciate y'all. My brother Tom Ross got a book out. Ben had the book out. Continue to have the book out. Black Lives Don't Matter. This is America. Make sure y'all go and purchase that brother's book. Appreciate everyone that showed up and showed out. Hopefully we gave you guys a great show. We're going to close this brother out tomorrow. Jalik the leader, salute to you, because at least you had the LeBron Tard gall to come up in here and get ethered and murked. It's one thing for a LeBron Tard to talk in the chat section. It's another for them to show up and get ethered and murked. So we give you credit for that. You got buried. We're going to rebury your ass tomorrow. Matter of fact, you 6 feet deep. We getting ready to bury you 12 feet deep. But we're going to give you the credit for at least allowing yourself to lay 6 feet deep before we take you down to the 12 feet. Now, chat, we appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone. Y'all have a great Thursday. Peace.
Peace.